Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is, or momentarily, or it will be in a couple of days, the Hanukkah holiday here in the Daverhood, and everywhere else really, the Hanukkah holiday, and this is, if you hadn't guessed, the Dave's Gone By, Facebookio, Podcastio, Programmio of the stream with yours truly, Dave Lefkowitz, and my darling and adorable wife, who is with us. Well, let's get your arm on camera. She never wants to be on camera, but she is proving that we are in matching dreidel Hanukkah pajamas. Oh, the things we do for love. There we go. Look at that. Ah, look at that. Ooh, what?
I'm spinning the dreidel.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay. There you go. I was wondering what you were doing.
Oh my God, I took an eye out. Grab the light so I don't come.
I got the light. We're good.
Look at my drum set. Oh no.
Oh, the drum set. But yes, it's happy Hanukkah times here in the Daverhood as you watch Dave's Gone By, which is a mix of humor and talk and culture and interviews and all sorts of, now I can lower the thing, all sorts of fun stuff that we do every week here from 9 until noon or thereabouts on this Facebook page, Dave's Gone By. So, yeah, we got a much, much fun show for you today. As you can see, we've even decorated in a fun and obviously ostensibly Jewish way. It's not a particularly Jewish program, unless. But yeah.
And what about your guest?
Well, this is the cool thing. One of our guests is Rabbi Sol Solomon. So there's very, very Jewishness. So Sol has been with us since our very first episode of the program back in October of 2002. Sol tends to do most of our interviews. Yes, we even have Jewish space lasers, ladies and gentlemen. We've been giving each other Hanukkah gifts. It's not even Hanukkah yet.
Don't point it at me. Don't point at your fans.
I'm Alec Baldwin. Like,
Can I have your phone? I'll look at the...
Oh, I am bringing it. I
want to look
have
at
it.
your show.
But...
Look at my drum set.
Oh, what happened to it?
I don't know. I put it together wrong.
Well, as long as the drums still work.
It's completely cockeyed. Okay, it's okay.
But anyway, Rabbi Sol Solomon, who is, I always say, of blessed memory. He's alive and well and crazy.
As far as we know.
He is the founder and spiritual leader of Temple Sons of Bitches in Great Neck, New York.
Look, you're loading Zodas between the Chase Bank and a school bus.
Yeah, I'm not sure. They can't see. All right. So among the photos that we took this week in our travels and travails, this is we were... For some reason, we were feeling hungry for Chipotle, which, it's like Chipotle. But, yeah, and there's a Chipotle near us that's actually very good. Yeah, they got all these bad reviews a year or so ago. Not this one, but Chipotle as a company. Oh. People were bitching that they were cutting on the portion size, and it was crap Mexican, and suddenly you were paying like $10, $12 for, shit cafeteria Mexican food. But we tried our local one, and it turns out to be good.
We went into one in a shopping center and it looked really bad, like the rice. Remember, everything looked really bad.
Everything
we left for like
desiccated.
Oh, no, no, it didn't look cooked good. But this one.
So we were jonesing for Chipotle, and they have this. Honest to God, this is in the parking lot.
Make it bigger.
I'm going to hold it up as close as I can.
Give.
If you make it bigger, you lose the much of the photo. Pardon me. So, here it is, the burrito loading zone, which, as you can see, this is where I was loading the burrito into me.
Yeah, but you didn't have the burrito yet.
No, oh, this was one of the
That was
first parts.
You're practicing where you want the burrito to go.
But do you think that sign is comic or it's literally where the burrito truck goes?
No, I think it's supposed to be.
I do like that idea. The burrito loading zone.
Do you want to show them you have?
I might as well. Yeah, we're doing the photos. So yeah, let me see.
You're whispering. I don't know what you're telling the cow. You remember you were whispering to the cow?
Yeah, I think, what was I? Oh, because his ear was up. I had his ear.
What were you saying to him?
Let's see. Can you do half and half?
Oh.
Because normally cows give milk. They give
I thought you wanted him to become your prime rib.
Oh! That is so cruel.
Like what part of? And
then at what point may I kill you?
And then remember, after you exercise, you exercise with your new friend, Mr. Nut.
Oh, this is cool. There's also a place fairly near where we live where you can get nuts and chocolate. Two things. Yeah, you had me at nuts. You kept me with chocolate, or vice versa. So they have sort of their exercise little thing. I'll make him bigger.
You know why he's the thing that grinds the peanut into peanut butter. That's why he's wearing that outfit.
Oh, I guess so. So they have this vintage arcade kind of thing, but I think it's really funny.
I think it's a peanut grinder.
The drawing of that character is
it says Health Nut.
Mr. Health Nut. He looks exactly the face shape and everything else about him. It looks like it's drawn by the guys who did the regular show. Mm-hmm. And remember the one about the coffee?
Yeah, coffee.
He looks exactly like coffee.
Poor man.
But yeah. So we had an entertaining week.
You did. And then.
Yeah. Well, all right, let's talk about this.
This is what the potatoes wanted.
So this was in the news. And potatoes, we have a couple with us. He's holding sour cream.
What's up with his leg? Look at his leg. Look at his legs, David. Oh, no, David, it's wrong. No, you're turning, twisting.
There we go. Ah! Well, when you break a bone, you have to break it to reset it. So.
And he's holding sour cream, so yeah.
He is. Mm-hmm. So, and we also have, just for Hanukkah, just in time for Hanukkah, we do have our...
What happened to the other two holding hands?
I'm not sure. They've got to be somewhere. They're just things have a tendency of, hi. So our two little
legs. Look at their legs, David. Look at his legs.
They're about to be eaten.
His leg.
Hang on.
Fix it.
Wait, their arms are holding here.
Yeah, but the legs are sticking. Okay, and the other one's legs, look, they're like messed up. Fix the other one's legs.
Maybe he went to the doctor and they were trying to get
fix the other one. Look at his legs.
He's just sitting like on a bench.
No, his legs are like tied up in a knot.
All right, here we go. Well, kind of. They're kind of better right now.
Okay, there you go.
All right, so, the photograph. Okay, so, hold on. Oh, right. This was in the news today, and potatoes are quite happy about this, that there has been, a recall.
I wonder who started it.
It was a very high-pitched voice that was on the phone.
I'm allergic to milks.
That was the thing. They had a recall of Lay's potato chips, right? And you figure, what can possibly, what? Did they find, and I don't want to put ideas in anybody's head, did they find glass in there, a dead rodent? It's like, no. They recalled thousands of bags of potato chips that were perfectly good.
Yeah.
But the excuse, the reason for it was they had, quote, undeclared milk. There was undeclared milk in these packets.
Oh, maybe because they're also kosher, David. Aren't they?
Well, then they'd be dairy. They'd be kosher.
Are they dairy?
I don't know if they're UD or they're...
Let me see the phone. I'm going to check.
But it's one thing to... This bugs me.
Maybe that's why.
No, but it's one thing to call back cabbage or lettuce because it's got listeria, right? Mm-hmm. If it was wisteria, it'd be a rather bushy complaint. But it's one thing
Lay's potato chips kosher.
To call back pork, because it's going to give you some kind of terrible trichinosis. It's another to call back perfectly good potato chips because not that there was bad milk in it or the milk turned sour, it was undeclared, which means that somebody who has, I guess, a dairy allergy might look at the ingredients
Lay's potato chip bag
on the bag of chips and think that they're okay for somebody who's allergic to milk to eat. And because the milk was quote-unquote undeclared.
Yeah, David, look, they're you. So they're you.
Which means they're supposed to be parv.
Yeah.
Well, no, you is, P is parv. You is just that they're kosher.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if they're supposed to be non or what are parv. Can you ask if they're parv?
Okay. Are Lay's potato chips parv? Are Lay's potato chips kosher parv?
They're supposed to be. Some Lay's potato chips are kosher parv. Maybe, you gotta blame the Jews for everything. There's probably some Orthodox Jew who bought potato chips and they was like, oh, this is going to be a great snack. I had steak for dinner. It's a few minutes later, so I'll have steak and chips on the side.
Like kosher parv, they have a list of things that are.
So I'm wondering.
And they have some that are kosher dairy, but they differentiate. So
I'm wondering if the problem with these chips with milk was a allergy thing or a parva Jew thing. But maybe both. Maybe. I mean, but I guess you can't have an undeclared ingredient in something that you're selling. That's. But when we were talking about this, I was just hoping that Lay's and anybody who goes through this kind of thing figures out a way to give the food somewhere.
What did Lay's do with all the potato chips they recalled? It doesn't say what they did. Just says they were calling them.
Yeah. I mean, they have to count them.
Life-threatening warning?
What? Well, yeah, if you're allergic to milk and your throat closes, it's like the peanut thing. And yet there are comedians who made this, it was either Tom Papa or it might have been Gaffigan, who said, when I was growing up, nobody was allergic to peanuts. You didn't have, or somebody was, they sneezed, it was no big deal. And then peanut allergies put into a thing that was literally life-threatening, people dying of peanut allergy. Yeah. What the fuck happened? Nobody. You never had a problem. Peanuts, people ate peanuts. And when I grew up, I was allergic, sorry?
Peanut butter, probably. Kids had peanut butter, yeah.
Peanut butter will close anybody's throat, but this facility might have peanuts in it. You've got to put that on stuff now, because a kid inhales near one peanut, and suddenly he or she is dead. This never happened.
How do you know?
Because it didn't. Or it was so unbelievably rare.
Yeah.
Right? I had milk allergy growing up, corn syrup allergy growing up. I could eat corn on the cob. I couldn't eat processed corn stuff. And all these things. And yet, if I would have these things, I wouldn't fucking die.
How do you know?
I would sneeze. I would have a runny nose. My eyes might tear up a little. That was it. But I would avoid these things because I was an allergic kind of a kid. But it was, okay. So I had milk. I used to have chocolate milk. It was delicious. Make an egg cream. When I was allergic to milk. I used to have, I didn't have corn chips growing up, so I had to avoid those, which is why I love corn chips now.
Yeah, you love corn chips.
But that was the things I had to supposedly avoid. What would happen if I had corn chips when I was a kid? I might have sniffles.
A lot of gas? Maybe
That's
painful gas.
That's now. But I'm telling you, what else happened with allergic? Everybody's we make fun. Everybody's a snowflake.
Should we wear these pajamas out today?
Yes.
Shopping?
Yes. Maybe not to the supermarket, but
look at how the men's has the high collar, the women's has the low collar.
I know. I wish I had your collar. I like a V-neck. This is not uncomfortable. It's not choking me or anything.
Do you want to wear mine?
No, it's fine. I don't have titties, and it wouldn't work.
Okay.
Yeah, and yours are probably longer on the leg than mine. I wish I had buttons because I like pajamas.
You're never satisfied.
I am never satisfied. These pajamas, they're incredibly comfortable.
What do you want for $20?
25, but who's counting? They're soft.
You have that 5% back.
All right, so 22. Whatever. But they're really soft. They're very comfortable. But I like a V-neck and I like buttons, and they don't have pockets. They could, for $25, give you pockets, either one on your titty thing here, or a pocket on your pants. And I'm a male. They don't have a fly. You figure they open, they do something. If I have to pish, I have to take a scissor.
No, you have a loose waistband.
Oh, yeah, no, I can pull them down. I can certainly pull them. You don't pull anything down. But the point is, I mean, have you ever, women would not know this. Have you ever had that when you're pulling your, like, elastic shorts or pants down and you accidentally let go and then you're peeing everywhere because the bottom of the elastic hits your balls?
Is that what happens?
It's happened once or twice. I've done that because you're lazy. You don't want to hold your pants, and also you want to aim while you're peeing. So you're holding and you're doing.
Your pants. Then just sit like a lady.
I don't want to sit like a lady on the toilet. What am I 90? I want to pee like a man. Well, I still can. Well, I still have a prostate. I
once used the bathroom. I think it was at the coffee place, and apparently men don't know where the toilet bowl is.
Exactly.
Yeah, they suffer from some kind of missing toilet bowl disease.
There you go. I thought I did. I will fully admit this happened this week. I thought I did that because I was holding something in one hand that I went to.
Cheese sandwich.
It was a Mission Barbecue. I was coming back with my Mission Barbecue, and I really had to pee.
Why did you put it down on the counter?
Because the toilet is not at the counter.
You could have you could have put it on the sink in the bathroom.
There's no room on the sink.
And there's also a little, you could have hung it on the door.
I didn't think of that. Well, you don't know. How do you know the Mission bathroom?
David, you're holding it while you're urinating. How clean can that be?
Well, that was the problem. I'm holding it while I'm urinating. Yeah. It was a cold day, so I'm wearing long johns in a way. I'm wearing pajamas and long johns. So, and I've got my winter coat on, and it's this, and I'm also trying to pee. So not only am I peeing through the fly of my pants, as usual, but I've also got the fly of my pajamas open. So I'm trying, and I'm holding a bag of food. That's really good.
Because you won't let go of your food.
I will not let go of my prime rib from Mission Barbecue while I'm trying to have a pee. So I'm standing there, and so I've got this in one hand. I got my big coat trying to be open. I got my fly away. I'm pulling two flies open at the same time. The pajamas and the pants open, and trying to pee. And I realized that because the pajamas are pulling up, it's like my balls are.
You should have just put the bag down.
On what? On the floor?
On the.
It's a toilet. It's a bathroom.
They have a coat hook on the bag.
I didn't think of this. I did not think of a coat hook. I didn't see a coat hook. Yeah, I don't go looking around. I'm like, I have to pee.
It's
true.
Not, David, you're not in a museum. It's a 3x2 place. It's a small area.
Well, no, actually, it's a pretty big bathroom. The male bathroom in what do you call it?
Is there only one?
There's maybe one or two stalls, but no, I think there's like a stall and also a
toilet.
Yeah. So I'm not using it because I'm just using the urinal because that's all I got to do. Yeah. And I'm standing there and like holding this and holding down here like open. And meanwhile, not only is it open, but because I'm trying to my pajamas, which I'm still wearing, are pushing my balls up while I'm trying to pee. It's severely uncomfortable. But I managed to pee, which is good. But then I'm like trying to I'm zipping up, I'm like this. And then I notice, because also I'm like, so much is going on, I'm not actually able to see what I'm doing. This is true. This is all true. It happened last Saturday. And then as I'm like, and then I look down and I feel bad because I don't know if it's me, but there was pee all over.
David, dollars to donuts, it was you. I don't think you would have noticed if you went and there was pee all over.
I wasn't. I don't know if I did because it was so hard to look down with everything I was doing.
If you went in, you would have seen it. It was you.
It was probably me. Because there's like tons of droplets all over the toilet seat. So I'm like, oh, God damn it. So, being a good citizen, I literally don't know if I'm now taking toilet paper and wiping up my own pee.
No, you're supposed to
or someone else's.
Take the seat liner. That's the better.
You can't mop with a seat. It's not absorbent.
Take 3 of them and just clean it.
The seat liner is just for protecting your thighs and your ass from other people's pee. It's not if you pee, mop it up with a seat liner.
You need to bring a hanky.
I need to bring... What would that do? Ew! Well, I'm going to use my handkerchief to mop it. I don't use this for my own pee. I was only 50-50. That it was because I was trying to aim. And it might not have been mine.
You were holding a bag with 2 pairs of pants. It was you.
It's not me. Which is why I mopped it up. I was a good citizen. I did the rim very carefully.
Is it one at a time in that bathroom or multiples?
You can't. No, there's one. Because it locks, you can lock in.
You.
It was probably was me. That was my week, ladies and gentlemen.
And you're gonna go back there today, eh?
But that is why, and these were pajamas with a fly. So I could open the fly in my pants.
Better if she would have dropped your...
It would have been better. But, yeah, actually I locked the door, so nobody's going to come in. I could probably just drop trowel all the way, stand at the urinal and do it. I should probably...
You should have just put your bag on the...
But you know what happens when I drop trowel?
Why didn't... why didn't you go before you got your food?
I didn't think of it.
Because it would have been easier without the food bag. You would have to...
Yeah, I would have had hands-free. It would have been smart. Yeah. I never think of that because I come in the other way. And the minute you walk in, somebody's waving at you. Say, "Hey, can we help you?"
You could say, "I have to go urinate all over your floor right now." I'll be back.
You can tell the whole restaurant. I am gonna order. I'm not just a vagrant using their restroom, but I do have to piss really bad. Once I do that, I will. If I pee on the seat, I'll wipe it up.
Like, it's Mr. David, and he's urinating on the floor.
Yeah, folks, don't be grossed out. I'm not taking a shit.
You could have ordered and then went to the bathroom before they delivered it.
Sometimes I do that. But they were pretty quick on this. So they slapped it right. So I was like, I'll go on the way out. And it didn't occur to me that it would be...
Please don't do that today.
I will not do that today. But what was the thing? I came out. I did. Oh, but this is the reason that I.
It didn't help you.
It didn't help me at all.
It made you actually worse because you had false confidence. It's the reverse.
Yeah.
You had false confidence, and now you're known as.
But if I'm in a different
as the toilet seat peeper in Mission Barbecue.
Yeah, but if I'm in a different kind of establishment, where they have a bathroom where more than one human can be in at the same time.
Just drop your pants.
Exactly. And I drop my pants, and what happens? It's like suddenly everybody sees I'm standing here with my pants down on my ankles at the urinal.
Yeah.
That's a very weird look. Guys don't do that.
Get ready for it. It's prison.
Not to mention, half the time, every time, when I sit on the toilet and drop trowel in a public restroom, my cell phone flops out of my pocket on the tile floor.
I didn't know you had such trouble going to the bathroom. Should I get you a man purse? I'm gonna get you a little man purse. Listen, I'll get you I have a fanny pack.
No.
And in the fanny pack,
you know what solves it? No,
you're gonna put your phone and you're gonna put some handy wipes. So when you baby wipes, so when you get all yucky, you can wipe your hands.
Yeah. Or this is the reason why I like a shirt with a pocket. Because if I have a shirt with a pocket, I can keep my cell phone in there.
Bend forward, the phone will fall on the toilet.
That I'm very careful when that happens. And in winter, it doesn't matter because I've got a coat over here. So the coat is keeping it in. But if I've got pants, and I keep so many things in my pants pockets, that if I go, like at school, all the freaking time when I'm teaching, and I have to go to the bathroom, and I do on the toilet, I put the pants down, throw them down, put the pants down as I sit down, and I hear plump, and it's my phone hitting the floor, falling out of my pocket, hitting the floor.
You put so much crap in your pockets. You're like it's like you have that collection disease. Your pockets are filled like a squirrel.
You know what I mean?
You're filled like a squirrel.
Do you know what they're filled with?
Craziness.
My left pants pocket. Thieves don't listen. My left pants pocket has car keys, house keys, handkerchief, mask, and phone.
Why do you have all that in one pocket?
Because my other pocket has my don't listen, thieves, my wallet.
Oh.
So there's no real room, and I don't want to be taking a lot of things in and out of that pocket because I gotta keep that, with that from falling out.
What do other men do?
And a cough drop or two. I
So
keep in
why
my.
you gotta get a fanny pack?
Yeah. I would put things in my back pockets, but I can't sit.
David, what do we?
I don't want a fanny pack. I
What
don't
was
like.
it called in England? But bunnies. But
I certainly don't want a butt buddy. If I were on Broadway, perhaps.
No, remember we learned what a fanny pack was called in the UK.
Yeah, it was a bum buddy.
What's a fanny pack called in the UK? What is a fanny pack called in the UK? A bum bag.
Bum bag. That was it. It's a bum bag.
Yes.
Yeah, I really want to carry a bum bag.
Oh, it's Irish English is called gee bag.
Oh. I think I'd rather have a tucker bag, like the hobos in Australia. Just Waltz Matilda with my tucker bag. We always buy these bum bags and we never use them.
I use it all the time.
Do you really? Oh, you actually do, I think. You actually have that thing? No, you don't. You carry a...
It's in there, you won't.
You do. It's in there, which means we've never used it.
Well, I will.
All right.
I don't lose my shit in the restroom. I can keep my shit
I don't lose my shit
together.
either. It just falls down.
I can keep everything I own on my person.
And if I want to go fishing for my phone, I don't want to have to go into my bum bag,
You
which
should.
means it's back here.
No, you can put it in the front.
Yeah. When we got them, when we were traveling, when we would go to another country or something, we got bum bags or fanny, not fanny packs, but fanny, because in foreign countries you're always warned, keep your stuff, be careful, look out for gypsies, And so,
I like gypsies.
Yeah. Anyway.
I'm going to get you one.
Happy Hanukkah, everybody. You're watching Dave's Gone By with me, Dave Lefkowitz, my wonderful wife, and all of you watching at home. I never mentioned that we are live on this Saturday, December 21st, 2024. This is actually going to be our last, not true. I was going to say our last broadcast of 2024, but technically our New Year's show is still on this year. And yes, we will be doing a New Year's broadcast. Show me.
Wear this. It's a bum bag. It's a very masculine.
If the light changes if I turn this off. It gets a little better. See, yeah, here it is. Look at this. I don't want to wear this. What do I want to wear this for?
Come here, I'll put it on you, come.
Oh, it goes around my hold on. Give me a moment, folks. All right.
I'm not going to put it on your bum.
Oh, you're going to put it around my waist? What are you going to do? Oh, I don't like this at all. Hold on. All right, here she's putting a strap.
No, stop turning. Turn.
Turn to who? Okay, I'm
Give
turning.
Give me the strap.
That's what she said.
Could you squat down a little bit? I can't reach.
I don't know what you're trying to do.
Okay, hold on.
What, a bagpipe or what is this?
Here. Okay, there you go. You look nice.
It looks okay.
Move it a little bit to the center, not on your boob.
To the center or the...
Center.
All right, yeah, no, I could wear this. And then I guess I could open this up when I need...
Look at all the space you'd have. Look all the stuff you could put in
Oh,
there.
yeah, no, well, yeah, but I'm not going to put my... Because any guy could take this off me and grab my wallet. But maybe my phone. I could put... I don't know what I would put in here. I'm going to put my mask in here, maybe.
Sandwiches.
My hanky poo.
Yeah.
I could carry a sandwich. I would put the cough drops in here. I don't know. This could get annoying. I don't know.
Okay.
I might try it today, or I might not. I'm going to see. Maybe. Or I could just wear a shirt with a pocket in it for my phone. But on days when I don't, and I forget to do that, I regret it. Because I'm wearing a shirt, I can't put a phone in here. It goes in my pocket.
I don't think people use wallets anymore. They just carry their credit cards. It's just
In what? Well,
in like a little pouch, credit card pouch.
Yeah. I mean, I probably carry too much in my. Well, not a lot of cash.
I want to see how you look on TV.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. So anyway, this is our 972nd episode of the Dave's Gone By program of the stream. We're calling it Put Up Your Duke. And the reason that we're doing this is, despite all the Hanukkah items and implements that we have with us today, it's also, I mean, not every single aspect of the show is Jewish. Rabbi Sol Solomon is, but he is going to be interviewing someone that you've heard of, someone that you've watched on TV for many, many years. If you ever watched the TV show, the comic adventure, thrilly kind of TV comedy, The Dukes of Hazzard, you know this man. If you ever watched the series Smallville, you know this man. If you're a country music fan, you know this man. This man is John Schneider. And John Schneider, and he's also been on Broadway. He was in Grand Hotel for a while. He was in Chicago.
How did you get to connect with him?
Well, the thing is, John Schneider is 1 degree of separation removed from a woman named Catherine Russell. Now, Catherine Russell is an actress and kind of a producer and now a theater owner in New York. Russell, back in 1987, starred in an off-Broadway play.
Oh, look, Charlie said he put in the Dukes of Hazzard car.
Oh, thank you, Charlie. Here we go. So here's John Schneider, who of course was Beauregard Duke in the Dukes of Hazzard. So, yeah, Catherine Russell was starring in this brand new off-Broadway twisty murder mystery comedy thriller called Perfect Crime, which opened up in Midtown, right in the heart of the tourist, the theater district, right? And it ran. And the reviews were not wonderful. She got pretty good reviews. And then people just thought it would be a thing, and it would run a little bit and go away. Perfect Crime ran and ran and ran and ran and ran and ran to the point where it didn't even sort of close until the pandemic. And as soon as theaters reopened during the pandemic, Perfect Crime reopened.
Oh, wow.
And has been running ever since. It has run off-Broadway, basically nonstop, since 1987.
Oh, wow.
Not only that,
how can that be?
Because, there's a couple of reasons for this.
Yeah,
Number one, the actress, like I mentioned, Catherine Russell, who was in that very first opening night of Perfect Crime, is still in it.
Move the candle, David.
Okay.
I want more of you and less of the candle, see better.
Okay.
You can take off your pack too, honey.
Yeah,
take it
thank
over
you.
your head.
Catherine Russell is still in the show.
Why? What's so?
What do you mean why? It's her job. It's her thing. She gets to be in a play, and I'm not kidding about this number. How many performances do you think Perfect Crime has run?
1 million?
No, little more down to earth than that, but not that much. How many between 1987 and now? How many off-Broadway performances? Take not such a wild guess. Performances do you think Perfect Crime has done?
10,000.
That's a great guess.
2,000?
Oh no, you were closer with 10.
Oh wow.
In fact, in early December, just about 2-3 weeks ago, Perfect Crime passed its 15,000th off-Broadway
How could it have that?
performance.
Wow. And they said the same woman's in it?
Same woman.
She never gets sick?
This is the great thing. We interviewed her about this like 10 years ago, and she's missed 4 performances.
How?
Weddings. She had to go to family, not illness.
So she's performed how many times? One?
So she has done at this point, well, now the show has probably done 15,020 performances. She's done 15,016.
That's unbelievable.
It's beyond unbelievable. It's astonishing.
So people go to see her to see if something happens to her and she won't be able to go?
No, they go to see, it's a touristy kind of thing. It's been running so long, and I'm sure I'm sure they must advertise in all the touristy and international things.
Yes, probably.
Oh, well, sure. And it just keeps going. They don't need, this is not in a Broadway theater. They don't need to fill 1,000 of 1,200 seats to make a go of it.
How many?
And the thing is, she now owns the theater. She owns the building that the play is in.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah. It's called the Theater Center. And the Ann L. Bernstein Theater is the place where Perfect Crime plays. So she owns the theater, which kind of allows her to, if there's 10 people in the audience, that's fine. We're doing a show. If there's 100 people in the audience, fantastic. So, Perfect Crime keeps running. She keeps running in it. And there have been some famous people who have taken parts in it over the years. The latest well-known person who's going to be in Perfect Crime from now through early February, I believe, is Bo Duke, John Schneider, going to be appearing, or is currently appearing, off-Broadway in Perfect Crime. So if you want to see this guy, this Heinz, he's still ridiculously handsome. It's crazy. But if you want to see John Schneider off-Broadway, and I'm, in a place like, everybody grew up, I never watched Dukes of Hazzard, but if you watched Dukes of Hazzard, and you were hot for this guy, he was on your TV set, on your little 12-inch TV back in the day, driving.
Will you think he'll talk about that time too?
Maybe he will.
I wonder if he can ever shake that character.
Of course he can. Well, I mean, he's spent on some level his career playing all different types of characters, including him. I mean, he played the father in Smallville. The father of, I think, Superman.
Yeah. The girls and boys probably know from that.
So that's a very different kind of role. He was Von Geiger, I think, in Grand Hotel, and not Amos, but the other character in Billy in Chicago on Broadway. So he's had a whole range, but at the same time, he can come back to Dukes of Hazzard because it made his name. It made his fortune.
That's true.
Yeah. And it allowed him also to identify as a country person because he's had a lot of country music hits. It's not a genre I'm familiar with.
He's a musician?
Yes, you sing.
I'm going to look up his account because he's your friend, John Schneider.
John Schneider, yeah.
Public figure.
He is, absolutely. And he's going to be on the show in about half an hour. So don't go away.
Oh, wow. His hair's curly.
Yeah,
It says he's joined the cast of Perfect Crime and Smallville. Yeah, he's got a lot of work.
Yeah, over the past 17, almost 40 years in the biz. Well, no, Perfect Crime opened in 87. I forget when Dukes of Hazzard. Was that a 90s show?
He has a CBD company.
Yeah, what? Didn't know that. Really? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
It's a different world, my friends. A different world.
Yeah.
But the one and only John Schneider, today on Dave's Gone By. So he joins a long list. Sometimes we have people who are cabaret people and kind of known in New York circles.
He goes, I just put a story on your Facebook about him.
Oh, thank you, yeah.
Made it a story, but he's in everything.
Yeah, well, he's done tons and tons of TV and a bit of theater, right? And is a concert performer. He travels, he tours doing his music. So he's in, a well-known figure, and he joins people that we've had on the show that everybody's heard of, from Judy Collins to Linda Lavin to, who else? A lot of dead people, too, at this point. So Charlotte Rae, the not dead Hal Linden, also a big TV star. Bernie Capel has been on this program. So it's not that we pat ourselves on, we have famous people on the show. They're more important than the lesser known folks. That's not true. I'm just saying it's kind of nice every once in a while to prove again that this stupid little podcast.
See, I made it a story of just you and the Hanukkah and then him with John Schneider so people could see it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, today, on this episode, Saturday, December 21st, 2024, it's called the Put Up Your Duke episode.
Cute. I like that.
Yeah, because Bo Duke
That's
is.
cute. That's a very cute name. I like that. That's very cute.
Thank you. And yeah.
Oh, it says, what happened to Gypsy? Before the Gypsy reviews start to appear.
They have. It opened. But yeah.
Well, the store works very, very hard. Some they don't. Yeah, it's all. So they're writing about it. Why is it new?
Well, David Stewart gave it a rave. Why is it? Well, no, it's just opened.
But this show's been on since.
It's a new revival of Gypsy with Audra McDonald as Mama Rose, and our friend of the Daverhood, Danny Burston, is playing Herbie.
Oh.
And David Stewart reviewed it. Our friend of the Daverhood, David Stewart, is a critic for TheaterLife.com, CulturalDaily.com, and TotalTheater.com. He loved it. He said it's the greatest revival in years of anything. So it's a real masterpiece.
When I'm in here, I can't see who's giving you. 15 people are watching now at this moment, and then somebody gave you a reaction, but I can't tell who.
Oh, well, thumbs up and thank you for anybody who's posting writing in, giving me emojis, or telling your friend, hey, John Schneider's going to be on this show. Come watch. Or come watch the rest of the program, because we're also going to have Greeley Times. We're also going to have...
You're not going to talk about the bathroom anymore.
Well, I don't intend to talk about the bathroom, but it tends to come up. Whenever I start to speak about anything, at some point down the road, something excremental will come out of it. Something involving toilets and bathrooms.
Where's the container with all my noisemakers?
Yeah. Second shelf.
Oh,
on the left.
That's what I was looking for. Yeah.
Second shelf on the left, straight on till morning. And then also we'll have our Colorado Limerick of the Damned, where we go to Bovina, Colorado.
Same thing for a cow.
Yes, Bovina, Colorado. We'll have a disgusting poem about that. We'll have, I don't know if we'll have time for Bunyan Watch. It's not. Oh, I forgot the book. I forgot.
Where is it?
It's got to be, I hope I put it in there, or maybe in my office again on my desk. It's the story of H.J. Heinz.
Oh, boring.
Who was Heinz? It's probably on my desk in my office. Yeah, I'll bet you I brought it in there because it's a library book, and it'll have to go back. I'm sorry. Please, if you could get that. So, yes, story time with more of the potatoes who should love everything about the biography of H.J. Heinz, should love everything about this book, find it boring. I do not, this astonishes me, including the chapter that we read, chapter 3, which is major, all about his discovering making ketchup and putting it in clear glass bottles, just like he was doing with his horseradish, so that people could see in it and see that it was real and good ingredients. This is a fabulous chapter, and potatoes actually found it boring. I can't fathom what their issue is. And did you find it, hon? Oh, well. Yeah. Oh, you found, here it is. Henry Heinz with his hydrocephalic head. Who was H.J. Heinz? The biography we're up to chapter 4.
Oh, God, help us.
So nearly half. Oh, how is it boring? What is missing?
Trying to shoot him.
I'm not going to. Shoot. Hi. All right. There we go. So we're about halfway through the book here, where the next. Just so you know what we're going to. We read chapter 4. This is now chapter 5. Building a modern company. Oh boy. Boring. Sorry, potato. Anyway. Oh no!
But look at potato has the power over the. Let it be.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna shore these up then.
Wow.
This is not. There we go. You know what I can do? I can do a little more. I can give it a little more zhuzh so people can still see it. Or how's this? That's kind of cool right there. Give it a little.
Boring. Even the lights are trying to get away.
So you're watching Dave's Gone By. Shall we do Greeley Times?
That was a lot of Hanukkah pajamas there.
Oh, isn't it? Oh, yeah. By the way, people can't really see.
They saw the whole thing when he went and fixed it.
Yeah, can they see that I'm actually wearing the... yeah. Oh, it's on my underwear and my belly. That was wasn't my purpose. Okay.
Oh, God, I saw that. I'm having a flashback to your bathroom moment, yeah. I can see why you have trouble.
Thank you, darling. Thank you ever so much for that. Oh. Anyway, let's do Greeley Times. So this is, what's nice about this is that I don't have to do much work because the, there I go. There's a long delay on that. The Greeley Tribune newspaper in northern Colorado collects the phone calls or notes about the phone calls that come into their dispatch from people who are scared about or just weirded out about something going on in the neighborhood. So they call the police, and the police person, the dispatcher, takes down all the info. They strip the idea. Oh, here come the flying chickens. Here it come. Watch the light though when you do this. Okay. Or see if we can get it like through the center of the light. Oh, missed it. Oh.
Too high.
Oh. She's throwing chickens at me, by the way. In case you're not sure what's going on.
Got through.
That one almost. Hey, Megan! Or it went under. It might have gone under. Oh. It hit the. Oh no. Yeah! Brava! Brava! Magnifique. You want to try with Pui? No, Pui knock things over.
No.
So, the Tribune collects all these phone calls and these complaints and things, people wanting to be helped by police. The funniest ones, the Trib puts into a weekly column called Cop Log. We take the funniest ones of those and share them with you, and we call that particular segment Greeley Times. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Greeley Times here in the Daverhood on Dave's Gone By on this Saturday, December 21st, 2024. Oh boy, we got our first phone call. I better get this. Thank goodness I have a chicken phone near me. A caller at a convenience store on 9th Street said a man was swinging his arms around while holding a knife just outside the front doors. So, is it, you go to the gym once or twice a week, and is there a thing called knifer-size? Do they do this?
What is it, nitrosize?
Knifer-size, where you swing a knife around.
No, there's not. I don't know.
Do knifer-size, no?
So, I don't know a lot. I mean, I'm not like a famous gym person, but I would think that that's not, knifer-sizing is not something you'd want to.
No. Oh well.
Why would you want a knifer-size?
Otherwise I don't know why a guy would be swinging his arms while holding a knife outside the front door of a store, a convenience store.
Maybe he's a ninja.
That could be.
I believe he's a ninja.
And the convenience store would have several ninja items, like the chopper thing. I wonder if maybe he's asking people to throw like cucumbers at him. And he was just going...
Oh, maybe like he's doing one like... Remember the Ginsu knife demonstration?
Yes! I used to love that!
It could be. It very well could be.
And in fact, I got like the ultra high class model of the Ginsu knife. Is the Ging Susan. They don't even abbreviate it. The Ging Susan knife.
I love that's expensive.
Oh, that's a cutting remark. Anyway, I think we have another call. We have another call! Let me grab it on the llama phone.
What's the sound from the Dukes of Hazzard? I'm trying to find it.
Yeehaw! Something like yeehaw or something like that.
Yeehaw sound. Here's your phone. Let me try. Okay.
Oh, there you go. That's a... Wait till the... There's no real way to stop llama.
Okay.
On this day of John Schneider coming to Dave's Gone By. But first we're doing Greeley Times. There's our yeehaw phone from a call from Hazard, Kentucky, which in this this particular Hazard, Kentucky has a reservoir road, just like we did back in Colorado. A caller at a laundromat said that while taking a load of laundry to her car, the laundromat's door locked behind her.
Oh, no.
The place was supposed to be open for another hour, she said. Now she had a load of wet clothes inside that her kids needed for the next school day. Oh, well, play it. Gotta play it. There we go. Oh, that's okay. The kids were young enough; their pants would be wet by the middle of the day anyway. Ooh, let me get it on the Lotka phone. A caller. What?
His legs, the poor thing.
He's got.
Okay, that's better.
There's neat new pipe cleaners and everything. A caller on 11th Street, said that people started physically fighting.
And the comment said, I hate when they steal my pants. And the other one said, it's like you're fighting house plants on your roof. I don't know what that's supposed to...
It's probably something I was saying like 5 minutes ago.
No, it's the sound.
Oh, I see. Oh. Someone fighting. Can't say. No. Wait, this is the sound I made when I looked at the toilet after I used it at Mission Barbecue.
Says, oh, no. Flashback of the chomper, only level and bungees. I don't know. Oh, am I hallucinating?
I don't know. Try one more time.
Okay.
Ah! Jesus. And there went my other ear. You're watching Dave Gone By with me, Dave. So, a caller on 11th Street said that people started physically fighting at a family party. One man pulled out a shotgun and threatened a family member as they were trying to leave. Yes. Perfect. But I have to say, family party, the Satmars take Hanukkah very seriously, right? Rabbi, what do you think of Hanukkah?
I'm sure they're hillbilly rabbis.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well, didn't our cantor, when we were in Forest Hills, didn't he dress up as a cowboy?
No, that's a whole other thing, David. He was dressed up as a leather cowboy. That's a whole other,
He was a little light in the phylacteries, if you know what I'm saying. I think you don't. A caller at 23rd Avenue said a man walked up to her car.
Oh, no.
While she was stopped at a stoplight and took a picture. It's like smiling on candid road rage.
Oh, maybe he thought she was like a witness or something.
Yeah. But then a day later, not related, I think, a caller on 40th Avenue said that while walking down the street, a person came out of a house with a gun and started taking pictures of her.
I mean, that's a bad way to get models, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
that's bad Tinder.
It's not. What are you doing? So I'm doing a shoot. Yeah, don't necessarily want that as your scavulo or whoever.
I think like social media has gone too far when people are doing
it has. Let's see. We're doing Greeley Times, by the way, and I do believe it's time for. Oh, another phone. So many phone calls today. Let me get it with the Hanukkah Sufganiyot or Sufganiya. This is a singular one of a jelly donut. A caller at an unknown location. Oh, well, why you call? Well, they did not report a crime.
Look at his legs too.
Well, I'm also pushing him up with my finger. Yeah. Here we go. So no location and no crime, but started berating the call taker, calling the police communists and, quote, disgusting parasites.
Oh, wait, where's, I gotta get
this is like something out of Confederacy of Dunces, actually, but yeah. Speaking of disgusting parasites, there you go.
I got a second, I got it.
Oh, sure. Get it. Here we go. Here we go.
David, this says 2.5 thousand people who listen to it.
That, yes. And I got 15 people listening to the show. What the fuck am I doing wrong?
You gotta make a sound like that.
If I make a sound like that, they put me in a hospital with a hernia like the guy across the street.
You make that sound when you get into the Mission Barbecue. You go, I'm here. That was good acting amazing, honey. It was beautiful.
Thank you.
I believed it. It was real.
Was it?
It was
real?
moving. Yeah.
Well, if I think of Mission Barbecue,
Yes.
it's a real response.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like hunger and delight. Now, hun, we have this first time we've had this. We've had alerts of like, an awe alert, like a story that is so cute and so adorable and sad, and the details you just want to go, like kittens that were found somewhere, or a baby possum was rescued, and we get. This is an almost awe alert. So we don't really want to make a lot of noise, but we want to be on the alert for, there we go. Perfect for an almost awe alert. I love that. Beautiful. Beautiful. A caller on 2nd Avenue.
1 second.
Right. A caller on 2nd Avenue. This is how it goes from awe. This is how it goes from awe to like, This caller said a raccoon had been a raccoon had been sitting outside by itself all day.
Well, maybe it's lonely.
Well, the caller thought something was wrong with it and was worried it would bite someone. See, it's not. We move very quickly.
Yeah, but it's very cute. But maybe first you think it's lonely, then you think it's rabid.
Yeah, there's something wrong.
Oh, David, you knocked one of my frogs off.
How can I knock a frog off? Oh, I see it. Oh well.
Here, show people.
Maybe it leapt. Okay. Well, no, don't throw it at me. I'm not gonna. Now I don't know where it is.
It's right near the table near your foot. See right there.
Oh, I see. I got it. Okay.
Froggy's seen. There's 3 of them, but one took a hit.
My wife collects these little Zuru.
No, he's from Michael's. He's Michael's frog. Ain't cute. Let me see him. Oh no, I can't do it because I have the soundtrack on here. You know what the frog's thinking?
What's he thinking? What? Oh, by the way, how does a frog masturbate? Rub it. Classic joke. Thank you very much. I've got Froggy over here, and he's safe. Thank you. Ahem! A caller! Do we have a caller, ladies and gentlemen? We have a caller at a dollar store. I wish there was a real dollar store. Like for 95 cents, you could buy $1. I would do that.
No, I remember when they first came out, my grandmother took me to one in New York City. Some things were 3 for $1. I couldn't believe it. I was like, Grandma, is that real? She's like, yeah.
I love, or there's 99-cent stores.
Yes.
Love that. Now we have a dollar store, but everything is $5. And the $5 things are the things that used to be $1. Anyway, caller at a dollar store on 22nd Street said, a man on a bike kept going to the back of the store and turning the power off. The caller said the man had done this 3 times.
Why?
Sometimes there is no why. There's just man on a bike goes to the back of the store and hits the surge protector. He's like, sir, stop doing that. Okay. He comes back. It's like, sir.
I think that's called the gas company, right?
Well, yeah, you wonder if maybe he was testing something, but how would he know where the surge protector...
That's what I don't understand. You have to have some knowledge of it. He probably was their gas company person. Uh-oh, here.
Oh, we have I'm going to take it with the official, authentic Heinz ketchup phone. A caller on 27th Street said, a multicolored Subaru with no plates was blocking the caller's driveway. Always this one word, sometimes in these things, that make them ridiculous and special. There's nothing special.
Like
Multicolored. The idea of a Subaru being rainbow colored. Because everybody in Colorado drives a suit, yeah?
I write the songs that make the whole world sing.
Yeah, but Subaru is not uncommon in Colorado. It's not even uncommon here in Maryland. No. But you usually see them, not even two-tone. Subarus, they pick a color, they kind of stay with it. This is a multicolored Subaru. It is beyond imagining. They're not love bugs. Leave them alone.
The magical bus the person was thinking.
That's right. By the way, what happens when you drive a Subaru backwards?
What?
You're a bus. Okay, it's a palindrome of you. Yeah. Rub it. Like that. Oh, God. Well, one more, and then we'll have an elsewhere. We do have a great elsewhere today. A caller on 11th Avenue said a man wearing a mask punched a window and was screaming and jumping in front of cars on the street.
That's not good.
That's not good at all.
Superman's
Well, at least he was being safe. He was wearing a mask.
David, Superman's come on some hard times.
That's right. He's window punch man. Jump in front of car. Remember, they used to have the weird superheroes on. Whose line is it anyway?
Oh yeah.
Stay in the underpants, man. Come. Like, wait, I can't right now. Yeah.
That would be you.
That would be me. Hey, we have an elsewhere. This means that even though this segment, thank you, is Greeley Times, we go away from northern Colorado for very cool story that's weird, ridiculous, pointless, but not in Colorado at all. That's kind of sort of the fun of it too. So, yes, we have an elsewhere today. I want to remind you that you're watching Dave's Gone By with me, Dave Lefkowitz.
What time is John Schneider getting on with me? I'm getting rid of the yeehaw so I can look back on your Facebook and see.
Well, John Schneider should be here in about 10-15 minutes.
Whoa.
And then we have more to do on the show. We have our story time with H.J. Heinz. We have our Colorado Limerick of the Dam. So we still have lots more fun show for you, as we do every week. This is December 21st, 2024, our 972nd episode of the show that we are calling Put Up Your Duke. For more information about Dave's Gone By, please go to davesgoneby.com. Anyway, here is, as part of Greeley Times, our Elsewhere segment for the day. So we're going all over the world for this one story because, it's an end-of-year wrap-up kind of thing. And a lot of times we will get stories about people breaking Guinness World Records, right?
Wow.
Largest hamburger ever cooked anywhere. Most times somebody can do. Well, these are, according to UPI, United Press International, the 10 oddest Guinness World Records of the year 2024. So we'll do this like Letterman. It's a countdown. Number 10. They're not really in best order. They're just 10 of them. So here are the 10 oddest records of the year, according to validated Guinness World Records people. Sabin Saji of India broke the Guinness World Record for the smallest washing machine when his minute, you would love this, his minute appliance was officially measured at 1.28 inches by 1.32.
How could it do any laundry?
It was literally an inch and a half by an inch and a half by an inch and a half.
Could it have to work, right?
Yeah, smaller than a Tamagotchi digital pet, this thing. In order to qualify for the record, Saji had to run a full cycle, wash, rinse, and spin. No idea what he washed. Like maybe a little micro baby hat.
Maybe he washed some baby. Yeah, you're right. Some like baby clothes.
But he did. He ran this working washing machine that was literally like yay big. So congratulations to Sabin Saji. Could have been curing cancer. Could have been doing some extraordinary things for the universe. But no, he's building a teeny weeny washing machine that works. But again, these were the kind of the ideas that led to the microchip. So who knows? Number 9, a resort in the Philippines earned a world record by unveiling the largest chicken-shaped building in the world.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I was wondering where that was. Remember the woman who had the largest potato-shaped building?
Yes!
Like a hotel?
Yes! There are still people who pay. There's nothing boring about... Before I die, I want to stay a night in the Potato Hotel. You walk in...
I live in the Potato Hotel.
You live in your own skin. No, that's a Socan. Here, you are a Latka. You live in your own potato skin. Yeah, but I'm all fried up. I know. You should stay away from drugs. Anyway, this building in the Philippines is built, shaped like a rooster, which qualifies as a chicken. and it stands 114 feet tall. The owner called the building design a tribute to the local game fowl industry. Sounds pretty cool to me. And I guess you go up the, lots of narrow rooms up the, and then you go. Gotta be a pretty cool penthouse if it's a rooster and you're up in like the coxcomb thing. And if you've ever had your cock combed, you know how pleasurable that can be. Number 8, Oregonian Gary Christensen. This man, okay, he hollowed out a pumpkin, and he dubbed the pumpkin, quote, Punky Loafster. And he took a 46-mile journey down the Columbia River to break the record. He did this, remember, he took a 46-mile river trip inside a pumpkin.
Oh, well, there you go.
I hollowed out.
It might be fun, but wouldn't the pumpkin sink?
Maybe. Well, no. If it's hollow, it's not going to be. It's just going to be. He's going to be heavier than anything else in the pumpkin. So the rapids are going to carry him. He faced both strong winds and choppy waters, but beforehand he painted the words "It's real" on the side of the pumpkin, just to forestall any questions by onlookers.
Of course.
Because is that really? Yes, it's real. He probably tried it once or twice. It's like, I'm not going to enjoy this trip if everybody is always, is that real? Yes, it's real. So painting on the side.
I don't believe you can do that.
Do what?
Oh, they're calling for it, I guess.
Who is that? Who's calling? Oh, it might be the pod people.
No, that's my haircut people.
Oh, all right. Anyway, number 7. I feel like Dr. Demento. Number 7. Congratulations to Bao Zi, who skateboarded 33 feet in just 13 seconds. Pretty interesting feat.
Wow,
Well, 33 feet in 13 seconds. This is particularly record-breaking because Bao Zi is a short-haired cat. His owner, who is a dog trainer, says he got the cat just because he had a mouse and rat problem. But here's the deal. The cat would watch him while he was training dogs to skateboard.
Yes.
And the cat was watching really intently.
Naturally, yes, I am.
And the cat wanted to learn. So he taught the cat how to skateboard, and the cat broke the record for cat skateboarding. Yeah, okay, you don't seem astonished by this.
Why would you want to attack mice when you could skateboard with the dogs, right? Like,
yeah, okay.
I think I'd want to skateboard than chase mice, right?
You know.
Why is he teaching dogs to skateboard?
Yeah, I was waiting for that question. That was the $64,000 question right there. Why would you teach a dog to skateboard? Anywho, well, you know what? It was right there in the first word. Oregonian. He's from Oregon. Explains a lot. Number 6. Sumaya Khan is from Bangladesh, but she loves ramen noodles.
Who doesn't?
Oh, I like ramen. They're very tasty.
Yeah, we saw a thing where they fried them. Remember they put them in an air fryer and something?
Ooh. I don't want crispy. I want noodles.
I don't know.
Rice would be good. So Sumaya Khan loves ramen.
Yeah.
So she went for the world record of eating rice with chopsticks.
But ramen noodles.
Yeah, this has nothing to do with. Yeah, literally,
like
and I left
she
this.
She loves salmon, but she's eating perch.
Sure.
I mean, like what?
Yeah, no, not only that, I left out the little piece when they wrote this that she is from Bangladesh, but she loves Korean food and really enjoys ramen noodles. None of those 3 things have anything to do.
And also, the rice could be any culture.
Yeah, pretty much.
Who wrote this story?
Well, the UPI, United Press. It makes no sense. But here's the deal. So she broke a record eating rice with chopsticks, but she had to eat the kernels, one rice kernel at a time, to break a record. She did. She finished 37 grains in 60 seconds, and she said the hardest part was keeping extra grains from clumping onto her chopstick. Because, anytime you eat rice, it's like that. So, anyway, congratulations to her, to Sumaya Khan. Number 5, professional stuntman and race car driver Laurent Lascaux. All he had to do was sit in an automobile, a Nissan automobile. Now, the automobile was attached to a bungee cord. The image of this. So they dropped the car using a crane from a record 213 feet. And he basically sat in the car while it just bounced up and down, up and down, up and down until coming to a rest. And I guess this is the highest. It's not even the first time somebody's done this. It's just the highest elevation that someone has been put in an automobile and bungeed up and down in an automobile. Yeah, congratulations to the Laurent Lascaux who did this. We're up to number 4 of our elsewhere here of actual Guinness World Records that were broken or created this year, 2024. A Saudi Arabian gamer connected the most consoles to a single television set, 444, and he needed 30 RCA switchers in order to control them. And it's a little technologically beyond me. So
I don't know what that even means, honey.
However, number 3, British mechanic Dylan Phillips reached a top speed of 53 miles per hour in his motorized wheelbarrow.
You sure it wasn't a pumpkin?
No, pumpkins can go only 47.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I tried going 40. Yeah.
The pumpkin's real.
No, I was stopped by police when I tried to go 50 in my pumpkin. Yeah.
So
and Cinderella, she never got to the second ball. Yeah.
Poor Cinderella.
But, yeah.
She would have got that, Prince.
A motorized wheelbarrow, my friends. Number 2. And we're ready. Are you ready for number 2?
Oh, yeah.
We had a lot of food yesterday, so I'm ready for number 2. Apollo, a 4-year-old African gray parrot. This is actually very cool.
Oh, chirpy.
Identified 12.
Wait, they want to hear this.
Oh, yeah. Oh, here we go. Yes.
They want to hear it. They're very interested.
So this African gray parrot was taught to identify 12 different objects by voice, including a book, a sock, and a Super Mario figurine.
Of course, naturally.
Yeah.
Because they look this very similar.
So when I don't know if he just said, sock, or if he just pointed and knew what was, they don't say how he identified it.
He probably was eating ramen noodles with the girl eating rice.
That would do. Could actually do that.
I believe that's what happened.
And then finally, and this isn't necessarily the best one, but it is pretty fun. Mm-hmm. Number 1, Helen Williams already had the Guinness World Record for the world's longest wig. Handmade.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Yeah, sorry.
Hold on.
Is that, I need to put the qualifier on this. The world's longest handmade, hand-woven wig. Oh, here we go.
I should have worn this.
You're right. We actually have a replica of the wig in the studio. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I come here. I'm going to put it on you. Hold on.
Here we go.
Now you got to come here.
One moment, folks. Yeah.
Let me see. You look like John Bon Jovi.
All right.
You look like John Bon Jovi.
All right. If I could get the pussy John Bon Jovi did back in the day, wearing this, I do not think so, though. I do not think I would.
Oh my God! What?
Even real cats wouldn't go near me wearing it. I'm just getting in my mouth. Here we go. So, the world's
I don't know who you look like.
Longest handmade wig. This will help.
And it matches your hair color perfectly, David, like your beard. Yeah,
I should go Wegmans like this. Forget the outfit. I should be wearing this.
Pretend it's your real hair. We'd have to put like a beret or something.
No, this one almost looks real.
You could be a barista at Pete's.
I could, yeah. No, I mean, really,
you'd have to probably
if you glanced at me...
Let me see. No, it does not look real.
does not.
It would be real if you were going for a Ted Bundy. I live in the mountains alone. That's what it looks like.
The Ted Bundy, I live in the mountains alone.
Or maybe somebody who follows the Grateful Dead. Those
Well,
would be the
that's
other two,
a lot of people. Well, when I was growing up, a lot of people did that. But
really?
now, oh my God, yeah. I don't know, people.
Maybe I put it on backwards.
Ah,
Are those bangs? Can you put the bangs down a little? Don't take it. No, not like that.
This is more problematic, I do believe.
Yeah. Shove it back a little. Maybe it's on backwards.
Well, no, then I look like Cousin It. Hold on, here.
No. Like, let me try it again. Here, I'll fix it. Let me try it one more time. Come here.
Yeah. Keep come on, just don't show your head.
No, I can't.
All right.
Just don't try. Let me just fix it. You know, you pay $1 for something. You think that'd be much better quality. Okay, let's try it backwards.
Let's try this. Let's see how this one goes.
Okay.
Somehow I don't think this is better. Somehow I think you're fixing it. Did not.
That's good.
No, this did not improve matters. It looks like now I don't even know what this looks like. I can't even. This is beyond.
You look like a balding hippie.
Yeah, I look like I don't know, like Muslim hairband man. No, well. If I put on...
no, let me fix it. Come here, let me fix it.
All right, one more time. Here we go.
The third time is the charm. Hold on, that's the back. Okay. You know,
so much goes in my nose and on my mouth. It like tickles my face.
Welcome to having hair, honey. It's called hair.
Oh, I remember having hair. There we go.
Let's try. Oh, this maybe is where you hold it?
I do not know. I thought the first time looked okay, all things considered.
Where's the part? Okay.
Ooh, it feels pleasant. All right.
Oh, God, you look like the...
No.
What's that Tasmanian devil?
No! This is worse. Well, not as bad as the second one. This is terrible. All right, hold on.
There you go.
This already is like... Now it just looks like tranny sheep. Anywho, where are we? Where are? Oh, yeah. Helen Williams made the world's longest handmade wig, more than 1,100 feet. But here's the deal: she wanted to do something else, so then she made this past year the world's widest wig, 11 feet wide, and she used 800 bundles of real hair and...
See, there's a delay now on Facebook.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, there's always like a 7-second delay, but this feels like a much longer delay. She used 800 bundles of real hair.
Maybe this will help. Put a little bow on yourself. Try to give yourself a little...
800 bundles of real hair, and she decorated it with rhinestones. You know, I'm going on, or I'm trying to go up for jobs. Mm-hmm. Anybody who Facebooks me, any potential employer is like, let's see, we have a school district in Baltimore.
I feel like you should start singing "Who'll Stop the Rain" or something.
Well, this is more like a poison or rat or like Aussie people back. Well, Aussie. Well, a little bit. Mm-mm. No. Anywho. Let's get back to Greeley Times, because this was still Greeley Times, but this was an elsewhere. Let's do one or two more items from the police blotter at Northern Colorado in their police station. Whoa, we have a call. Let me get the chicken phone. I can't even get it to my ear. A caller at 10th Avenue.
Is it warm when you wear that?
Oh yeah. It's chilly in here, but it's warm, and this is warming my head.
Oh, good. Okay, good. It's like a hat, probably.
It's also warming my mouth, because every time I move...
Just why don't you put it around your ears? Put the hair right in it. No, you got... Okay, there you... Put it around your ears, like, you know. And like this, look. See how I'm doing like this?
Oh, look.
No, like this.
Look. Yes, very good.
No, look. Like this.
I can't... There's so much hair, I can't actually physically, like...
Yeah, you did. You just did on the one side. Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
You
Yeah.
look like one of the Deadheads or something.
Well, this is
You
close.
need to wear like one of those shirts that has like the skull half blue, half red, and whatever they do. You look like a Deadhead, Whoopi.
Yeah, I should go around the neighborhood like this. Just scare the children.
No, I think you just look like a hippie.
I mean, this is not so different from the way Jerry Garcia looked towards the end of his life. Yeah.
The color's good. It's just that I'd have to comb it.
Yeah. Or I mean, somebody could probably style this
We'd have to,
$4
we'd
wig.
have to just comb it.
Yeah. Because it's not hair. This is fiberglass
plastic,
or something.
Yeah.
It's like toxic
I think
chemical.
you probably don't go too near the light, David.
That's right.
Don't go too near the lights.
Yeah, David, flammability is not an issue here.
Pajamas and a flammable
I'll go up like
you go up like a candle, Whoopi.
Oh
don't
my
do
God.
it.
All right, so a caller. Speaking of which,
the coloring is really pretty on the camera. Yeah. Look. Oh, let me make it bigger so you can see. Over here.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful color.
Yeah. Well, it's also my color right now.
It photographs really well. Yeah. No, but I think you do look like you're going to go to a Grateful Dead concert at Red Rocks.
you see people with hair like this.
Yeah, you do.
Now, if I could just do this to my pubes, I would be in good shape. So, a caller at 10th Avenue said that a strange man answered his mother's phone and threatened to kill him with a blowtorch.
Oh, that's not nice.
Yeah, that would be easy to kill me with a blowtorch because all this is flammable right now.
All you have to do is one false move and you're,
A strange man answered his mother's phone and threatened to kill him with a blowtorch. Okay, interesting. And what?
I moved the John post with John What's-His-Face to archives. I didn't mean to.
Oh, it's all right.
Okay.
People should be watching the live show right now on Facebook.
I'm sorry, David.
That's fine. No big deal. Ladies and gentlemen, we have incredibly appropriate right now. Remember we heard about the building shaped like a giant chicken? We have a chicken alert! We have a chicken alert. We need more noise than that. Make some noise. Where's my horn? I got my fog horn.
Restored it.
Hold on.
Wait.
Chicken alert! Chicken alert. Ladies and gentlemen.
I tried to share the thing I got. I'm going to do it.
Now, a chicken alert just means that we have a story from Colorado that is about a chicken. That's basically one of our things from the police blogger is that a caller on 39th Avenue said that a rooster in the city limits had been crowing for months.
That's a lot.
And it's just become too much. Yeah, usually a week or two if you can't contact the owner. But they let this rooster go on for months. So,
anyway. I can't find it again.
Oh, it's okay. It's fine. But people are, you're watching the Dave's Gone, for some reason. I'm looking at myself right now. And I'm telling people, you're watching this show. I'm almost ashamed to say, this is Dave Lefkowitz doing the Dave's Gone By Facebookio Podcastio Programmio of the Stream live on this Saturday morning, December 21st, 2024. My wonderful wife is with me. You guys are here with me. We have coming up our Colorado Limerick.
It looks like a good wig for StoryTime. It looks like this is something you'd wear when you do StoryTime.
Oh, I could put this.
Like a reading rainbow.
I could do StoryTime now and then put. Oh, so you know what? Let's do the. We have an interview. We have a guest. A special guest in the Daverhood today, December 21st, for our 972nd episode of the program. And by the way, if you want to find out more about the show, go to davesgoneby.com, DAVESGONEBY.com. This is where we have the archives of basically every program we've ever done, from the earliest radio shows all the way up through last week. And we've only missed really 2 or 3 shows the entire run of this program for 22 years. So, yeah, you want to hear an old show? Just go to davesgoneby.com, click, and if it was an early radio show, you'll hear the audio. If it's a later program that we've been doing on video, that will be there too. So don't miss any of that. It's all there at davesgoneby.com. We also keep our archives at archive.org. Daverhood.org. They fixed it. They were having all sorts of trouble 2 months ago because they got hacked, and people took tons of information. So they shut the site down and then built it up again very, very slowly to make sure that they were putting all these safety firewalls in there. And they have. It's very, very time-consuming and cumbersome to load up new episodes to there, but we're doing it. We have our channel there, the Dave's Gone By channel on archive.org.
I'm just going to see if they texted you about the pickup.
Oh, please, yeah. So we have a channel, Dave's Gone By on archive.org. It's the same stuff that you will get at davesgoneby.com. It's just a different place to see it.
Is it back up now? It's no more problem?
It's working. It's tough for me.
What do you think happened?
They got hacked. They got very, very badly hacked. I mean, they got thousands and thousands of people, their information was taken. And so they...
Oh, they changed the window 11:30 to 2:30.
Oh, all right.
That's fine.
When we
they need a 12 by 15 space to pick up. So move your vehicles.
Yeah, we're fine. So anyway, archive.org, we also keep our archives, our audio archives at castbox.fm. Castbox.fm. This is where if you don't need to sit and watch, and why would you want to watch this? But if you want to listen to the program as like a podcast, castbox.fm is specifically for podcasting. So you can download the show, listen to it on the go anywhere that you want to hear the program. So lots of different ways to get the same content of Dave's Gone By. We also, of course, have our Facebook page. We have a YouTube channel, Dave's Gone By. Still, it's really the same things. We have an Instagram page, although we can't load up 3-hour shows there. We do have an Instagram, which is, what is my Instagram? What is my Instagram? I never quite remember what it actually is. And I should write it down. Hold on. Instagram. My home page is... Come on, computer, you can do it. It's new. David.Lefkowitz. That makes sense. David.Lefkowitz is the Instagram thing. Sometimes we'll put little cute things on there, which is kind of fun. We don't put entire episodes. We can't on Instagram. But we're working on it, and we're thinking about getting on TikTok too, because it's everybody looks. Then the moment that we finally get on TikTok is when Trump will come in and ban it. But we'll see. We'll see. Anywho, it's time to bring our guest into the Daverhood. His name is John Schneider, and oh my God, I seem so much bolder with this thing off.
Let me see.
Look at me.
Let me see. Hold on.
I'm like an egg.
Let me see the difference. Hold on. I was looking at your AOL.
Like, whoa. I didn't feel this bald until I put, I was also wearing like the dreidel headpiece. But look at me. Wow. I'm like Kojak.
Where's your fur?
I'm Koju. It's so sad. I look kind of sleek, though. I don't think I look bad, but wow. When you don't have hair on and then you take the hair off, it's like, oh, you really are 60 years old. I am. Anyway, enough delaying of our guest in the Daverhood. Let me share my, pull that down. Let me do a share screen, because it's time to share the interview that Rabbi Sol did this week with John Schneider, of Dukes of Hazzard fame, of Smallville fame, of Broadway fame. He's also done some movies. He's directed and created some movies. He actually had a movie studio for a few years devoted to low-budget independent films, because he made the kind of dough where you can do that kind of thing. So lots of questions to ask John Schneider in the Daverhood. So I'm going to share my screen. And yes, there it is. Thank you very much. Put that down. That thing really is annoying. It's a Zoom glitch. But more importantly, we have this. Let's open this puppy up. There we go. So, the one, the only, the Jewish Rabbi Sol Solomon, and the country singer, actor, producer, director, John Schneider in the Daverhood with us right now. Oh, shalom, my friends, shalom, my enemies. This is your old pal, Rabbi Sol Solomon, founder and spiritual leader of Temple Sons of Bitches in Great Neck, New York. And what a delight I have right now to be talking to a Broadway actor, a TV actor, and right now an off-Broadway actor who is involved.
Only a little bit.
Oh, it's a little bit. What there?
Only a little bit off Broadway. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Literally, it's just like one block. It's on 8th Avenue.
Yes.
Because he is busy helping commit the perfect crime. I don't mean that this is actually happening. I mean, he's in a show that has been playing for more than 15,000 performances since like 1987. He's just coming into it now. Catherine Russell, who has been on this program, she was in it from the very first day. She's still in it now, so we'll talk about that too. But we are talking with someone who's also done The Dukes of Hazzard. He spent about a decade on the TV show Smallville. You also saw him in a major role on Desperate Housewives. He is, as a singer, in the Louisiana Music Hall of Fame. Plus, you've seen him on Broadway and Grand Hotel and Chicago. And he is 1 degree of separation from Paul Sorbino. All these things, that's with John Bo Schneider. Shalom to you, John.
Hey, thank you, Rabbi. Thank you. My gosh, what an introduction. That was great. Yeah, this is terrific. What a blast I'm having with this group of people. You just mentioned this show has been running since 1987. So it is the longest running show of any kind in New York, but I think maybe anywhere. Maybe 39 Steps in the West End has been running that long, but I'm not sure.
Mousetrap, I think.
Mousetrap?
Yeah.
But nobody's done it. Yeah, but nobody's done it like Kathy has. I mean, Kathy has only, since 1987, she's missed 4 performances because she was 4 weddings for her siblings. So
if you have to miss a performance, that's a good reason. That's
a good reason.
Yeah.
Or your own wedding, right? But
so
she's
sorry, please. Yeah.
That's all right. She's amazing. She's a force. She's not real big, but she's out there and she just grabs a hold of that stage with her feet and throws it around wherever she wants it. It's really great.
Well, how did you hook up with this show to do Perfect Crime off Broadway?
It's one of those great things. I've been doing this a long time. So the phone rang and they said, "Hey, would you like to do the Perfect Crime off Broadway? We'd love to have you."
Oh, yeah.
And I said, absolutely. Let's, when? And it was like, well, you open Friday. So I came into this show with, I started rehearsal on Monday a week ago and I opened on that same Friday. So it's a little bit like being a professional skydiver, but having somebody throw your parachute out of the plane first and then say, "Okay, go get it, put it on before you hit the ground."
Well, can I ask, you came in to Grand Hotel after that had been running a while. Did you have a little more preparation for that?
Yeah, well, there are 2 weeks. 2 weeks usually is what it is. And when I did Grand Hotel, that was back in 1990. I did 487 performances of that, so I did a little over a year, and I thought that was amazing. I just got to be record breaking. No, she just did her 15,000th performance of this show, so it's phenomenal. And like I said, she's a force to reckon with, and she also she's like making sure that the wardrobe is picked up. She's like making sure that there's water in the cooler. I mean, she does everything.
Well, she owns the theater, which is a help.
Yeah.
So that.
Well, yeah. No, that's great too. But with ownership comes all this responsibility, and she doesn't shun it. So she's doing 8 shows a week. She's teaching acting at some place university here. I'm not sure. Maybe and she's taking care of this theater, and she's probably working in the box office sometime too. So
it's just.
Yeah, she's amazing. She's amazing. But usually it's 2 weeks. This was 4 days.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a lot of dialogue. This is like Clue. This is like, it happened in the library by the butler with the candlestick. It's that sort of, you've got to remember what's going on. You've got to try to track with it as an actor, because there's a tendency, I think, in crime drama to think of Dragnet, like when I was a kid. Just the facts, ma'am. So that the tempo of the questions and the answers had a tendency to just kind of follow, right over. And if you do that, I think people can't understand it. So
Perfect Crime is very complicated. I mean, I've seen it a couple of times, and I'm just like, wow, yeah, okay, somebody died.
Somebody died, and somebody did it.
Right.
But it does work. It follows out. As being the detective, I'm the detective that has to figure all of this stuff out. I'm one of those actor types that's pretty simple-minded. It needs to make sense. And once it makes sense, if I can say, okay, so wait a minute, so you said this, but this happened, then it's fine. And it's been so wonderful. It was a little trial by fire, it's going out in that amount of time, but got my first week under my belt. We have today off, and then hit the bricks again tomorrow. Yeah. So Wednesday we're dark. How
long are you in the show? How many?
I'm in the show until February 2nd, I think. 2nd or 3rd is my last performance, and so I don't know how many I'll do, but it's not 15,000.
So after that, do you go to another role somewhere? Or are you going to do music? Are you going to do more country music stuff?
I'm going to go back out with my guitar for a little bit, and then we're going to start. My wife and I are going to start a show called The Earls of Perry. So it's going to be a TV show very much like the Dukes of Hazzard, but the family's last name is Earl, and they live in Perry County, Kentucky.
Yeah.
And in actual fact, the county seat of Perry County, Kentucky is Hazzard. So there you go.
Permission from the originators of the Dukes of Hazzard?
Don't need it. Don't need it. It's the Earls of Perry. Refrigerators don't need permission from washing machines. Oh, come on.
I need to check the Talmud on that, but you're probably... So do you have any great memories? People are going to, if I don't ask these questions, people are going to get mad. So any great memories of doing the Dukes of Hazzard, working with Lopat, Catherine Bach, all those people?
Well, Pat's great. Kathy's great. The cast we had was so wonderful. My favorite memories are all attached to Denver Pyle, though. Denver played my Uncle Jesse. And when I started the Dukes, I was only 18, so he took me under his wing and made sure that I didn't make any fatal mistakes. He doesn't. You got to make mistakes. You got to sit on your own stoves, as my father would have said. But Denver was, very, very good about pointing out, that's a pothole. I don't know how deep it is, but be careful over there. And so my great memories, of course, when I was 18 and I wrecked a car, they gave me another one. So that was a great memory. I felt like.
Wait, are you talking in real life or on the show? Wait.
No, on the show. Oh, so
yeah, right.
we had hundreds of General Lees. So we'd have 13 ready to go at any time, and occasionally I'd come around a corner and I'd hit a tree or I'd do something, lose the car, and sure enough, somebody'd say, "All right, we'll take that one over there." And as a 18-year-old car nut, I've always loved cars. That was a dream come true, and to not have to put gas in them. Nothing. It was really great.
Like wiper fluid. Somebody else did the wiper fluid. This is an important thing. But let me ask you: how many of your? It's weird that they would let you drive so quickly that you hit a tree. Weren't there stunt people every time once you start getting famous? It was like, no, you don't get in the car. We'll just do you for close-ups.
Well, we did a lot of the driving. We didn't do the jumps. We didn't do the really dangerous stuff.
Yeah.
But one of the reasons why I think Dukes is so fantastic, cars can fly and you can drive them away after you jump them. The reason that was so believable was because a lot of the driving, you could tell that it was us. Now, a lot of the really, really dicey stuff was not. But the car would come screaming around the corner, and I'd slide it up to the camera, and we'd get out, and you could tell that was really us. And I think that really added a lot. Who does that now? Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise does a lot of his stuff, but I think he goes a little too far. He's no longer a puppy, right? But, none of us are puppies anymore.
Right, yeah.
But
I don't even trust myself to carry a Torah anymore. Pull me out of the ark. I'm like, no. When I was 50, I could. No, not so much.
Now that you're 51.
One's part of the scroll. I maybe touch, but I'm still letting.
Okay. All right, great. Let
me ask you. Speaking of dangerous stunts,
yes.
What was it like playing Donut on The Masked Singer?
That was dangerous because that was a big piece of wardrobe. So that was walking backstage kind of like the robot from Lost in Space. It was great, but they are so meticulous. They keep everyone from everyone. You don't know who's on the show. So nobody on the show knows who's in any other costume, except the wardrobe people. They're the only people. So as people would come onto the show and be eliminated, we didn't even know who they were. So there was never like when I did Dancing with the Stars, there's a spirit of community. But on Masked Singer, it's kind of like it's kind of like you're being questioned. All 12 of you are being questioned by different detectives in different rooms, and they kind of sequester you away from everybody else. So you kind of do that show. You have responsibility of having to sing inside that mask, and that is all they mic it. It's wonderful, but you never have that. We did it sort of a feeling. It's like you're on it. You sing. You get hidden. Even when they pick you up at the hotel, you're wearing a face shield and a hooded sweatshirt and gloves. Wow. And so it was how they do that. I don't know how they managed to keep all the contestants a secret, not only from the contestants, but from each other.
Right, yeah.
I was there, I think it was a month I was there doing that show. Yeah, because I came in second. I almost won. I came that close to winning.
May I ask, whom did you lose to? Or
I don't even know.
Yeah, because they were wearing a costume. You never knew.
I don't even know. I know it was a cow. It was a cow. I was a donut. This was a cow. So we had donuts and milk. That's all.
Oh, yeah, there you go. That's quality
entertainment,
my friends. I have to ask also on, because I got a lot of the information here from your wiki page. We want to talk about legends, and speaking of singing, did you pick up some pointers, or do you have any great stories of Johnny and June Carter Cash?
Oh, Johnny and June, they were great. I did a movie with John called Stagecoach. Waylon was in it, Willie was in it, Christopherson was in it, Anthony Newley was in it, Tony Francioso. It was great. Elizabeth Ashley, boy, what a trip she was. But at the time,
tell us an Elizabeth Ashley story then. Come on.
Well, she would have a tendency to get pizza late at night and fall asleep in it.
What?
She would come. She was a beautiful, beautiful woman, an amazing actress. And I don't remember a day where there wasn't like a little tomato sauce or a little. So yeah, it's just people have unusual habits, right? But Johnny and June, I lived with them when we did Stagecoach. I think I had my 4th or 5th MCA album out, and it had just gone number 1. The album had just gone number 1. And John said, "Are you going to come back into town and do another album?" I said, "Yeah." And he said, "When?" And I said, "Actually, right after this movie." And he said, "Well, come live with us. Stay with us while you're doing that in Hendersonville." And we had spent at that point, we'd only spent a couple of weeks together, but we spent a couple of weeks together sitting next to each other in Mescal, Arizona, on a stagecoach with me driving a 6-up, a team of 6 horses. So we were really good friends, and so I showed up at his door. I said, be careful what you wish for. I'm like the vampire. Once you invite me in, I'm there." And when I showed up, I was with my mother and my grandmother because they were big Johnny Cash fans. And he met us at the door with his beautiful white shirt on. He had a tendency to wear white in his personal life. Beautifully starched shirt, and he said, "Hello, I'm John Cash." He introduced himself to my mother and to gee, I didn't know you were Johnny Cash. And he said, "Come on in, ladies." And then he stopped me at the door. And he said, "John Schneider?" I said, "Yup." And he said, "This is your house too now." And if I ever catch you treating it like it's not, you're no longer welcome in it. So gave me a hug, came in, and I spent about a year and a half.
Oh, really? Oh, my God.
Well, I was in and out. I was touring in and out and doing different
things. You're not David.
That was my home base. That was my home base. And what a thrill to have that memory as this fellow, this incredibly legendary survivor, right? Be truly my best friend. So, and I will tell you, Rabbi, that I believe that during that time that I was truly his best friend. So I loved every minute of it.
Not counting June.
Oh, June. No, June was great. But I tell you, June is also Kathy reminds me quite a bit of June, kind of a force, like kind of plowing through the room rather than walking through the room. Fair enough. June always walked with a purpose. She always made sure that you knew there was, what'd she say? There was food in the drawer. So, very country folks, and there was a warming oven, and there was always food in it of some, I don't know if June cooked it or not, but, and they call you John Schneider, or John Schneider. John Schneider, there's food in the drawer. Okay.
Family
and,
yeah.
And they'd say, how you doing, Miss June? And she'd say, I'm just sitting here trying to matter. Oh. So she's a doll. And what an amazing couple they were.
Are there any surprising, I know we're spending a lot of time on, but it's just a fascinating character. Anything we would be surprised to learn about Johnny Cash?
Yeah, Johnny was goofy. Johnny was a very goofy guy. Made sound effects, did weird when he would, this is going to sound so weird, but when we'd go to record, we recorded a couple songs together. A lot of people clear their throat. A lot of people gargle. John made like barnyard sounds because he wanted to get his low voice. So he'd be like, okay, all right, I'm ready. Yeah, he was, and I mean, such a goofy guy. And in the movie that they did, they captured him really well. But where they really captured him, there was a little scene where Joaquin Phoenix had some peanuts and he was offering them to June, and then he'd eat them, and then he'd laugh, and then he'd go get another one and he'd offer it, then he'd eat them. That was really Johnny Cash. When anybody asks me about him, the number one word that comes up, first word comes up for me, is goofy, and it made him so lovable. I'm not sure that he knew he was Johnny Cash. I don't think he understood the power of that presence. Because before we go on stage, he'd say, John Schneider, do I look legendary? And I'd say, yeah. And he'd say, okay. And then he'd go out on stage.
Well, let me ask you, since you mentioned them, do you have a Waylon story? I mean, you didn't live with him, but you acted with him, and Willie too.
Well, sure. Well, Willie, I bet you Willie is still jogging. I don't know for sure, but when we did Stagecoach, it was a long time ago. But he was probably my age now, maybe a little younger than my age now. But he's up every morning jogging 3-4 miles, at when he was in his 60s, and I'm sure he did it up until his 80s. He's one of those. He's much more fit than you would have any idea.
You figure he would have no lung capacity because, but hey.
It might have built his lungs up, One of these days, they say we're going to have to really figure out what kind of a world we're going to leave for Willie Nelson. Brilliant. He's not going anywhere. One quick Waylon story. Waylon was doing an episode of Dukes, and he and Jesse came over to my house and heard, their Texas ribs and all that kind of stuff. So I'd been bragging, or somebody, probably me, been bragging about my Texas ribs and invited them to dinner, never dreaming they'd accept. So I had to run quickly and get some Texas ribs somewhere on the way home, and I put them in the oven and pretended that I had made them myself. I guess that's called lying. I think that's called lying. Stretching the truth.
Harmless.
And about halfway, yes, right. Halfway
well, I have a Brooklyn.
Wayland said,
those are here,
right. About halfway through, Wayland said, you didn't have anything to do with making these, did you, Hoss? I said, well, I did order them and pick them up at the store. So anyway, so he was a wonderful guy. You know, those guys were really, you know, I see country music folk today, and they're kind of, you know, outlaws and not, you know, you don't become an outlaw by buying a bandana at a truck stop.
True. Or you know, in your case, or as you have famously said, a country singer. If you're Beyonce and you should be a pop singer, you got into some flack over saying that. But.
Well, yeah, but it's, you know, it's not that you can't do it, but you can't. I don't think you can just jump into something like that any more than a country singer could jump into rhythm and blues. So, you know, there are people that have done it. Darius Rucker did it. A lot of people.
Well, Dylan did it. Yeah, yeah.
Kid Rock has been on the rap side. He's been on the true country side. You know, but it's the impression I got there was that I can do anything I want. You know, I don't think that I don't think that her team was taking the genre seriously. You know, like country music is something that's easy. You can just jump in and do. No, country music is very, very hard. Now, you may have a natural aptitude for it, but I don't think she does. I said in that same interview, I said, you know, this is one of the most amazing singers since Whitney Houston, but country is different.
Well, you were born in New York, so it's interesting that you opted for country instead of folk, instead of pop, instead of...
Yeah. Well, when I first started Dukes, I was on CBS record label, and that was a little bubble gummy. It was a company called the Scotti Brothers. So they tried that, but then the guy that ran MCA, his name is Jimmy Bowen, also produced Strangers in the Night with Sinatra, by golly. And he heard the last album I did for CBS, and he said, why don't you let me have John over here at MCA, and we'll run with the country genre. Well, I am from Mount Kisco, New York, but my father played in a square dance band with a bunch of pilots called the Crop Dusters. So they were all single engine pilots, and it was so very natural for me because, you know, once you're out of Manhattan, once you're in Westchester County, you're in the country. So, you know, so where I grew up looks a whole lot more like Hazard County or Smallville than any people think New York is just one sidewalk from Broadway to Buffalo. And and it's, you know, they're just, I mean, I'm looking at Central Park right now, but I'm looking at a lot of buildings right now too. And this is what they think
it's
all of New York is. Yeah.
For me, it's all Brooklyn and the Catskills, but that's a very different.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, that's a song. You're gonna have to write that. Brooklyn and the Catskills.
Brooklyn and the Catskills. You can write.
Yeah, that'll work. That Nebraska. Let's get the Catskills in it. Working on my math skills. Okay.
Now, by the way, we were talking about dangerous things before. Did you actually almost? I mean, it doesn't say that you almost drowned, but when you were a kid, did you do something really, 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 really dumb to be a magician?
No, I'm still here.
What,
I mean, I did it, but it wasn't dumb. I survived, you know. So,
well, what did you change? How did you do it? Tell us.
So I used to do magic, a lot of magic. When I was a kid, I was fascinated with magic. I'd come down here to a place called Tannen's, save my money up all year.
Tannen! Oh my God! Tannen's magic shop. Yes.
Yeah. So I'd come down here and spend everything I saved all year. And one of the things you wind up doing when you get into magic is eventually you get into learning about Houdini and starting to do escape tricks. So I had my friends tie me up with clothesline and then chain me up and then lock me. And my mother was working for IBM, so she got home at the apartments. And I said, "Hey, Mom, watch this." And I jumped in the deep end of the pool. And, you know, I'm doing all my stuff. And, of course, people, "Oh, did you die?" No, I didn't die. I'm telling you the story. Right? So I got out. But, you know, part of that is showmanship. A big part of escape stuff is showmanship. You don't want to drown. So the first, you know, I was out of that stuff really before I hit the bottom of the pool.
So you really knew what you were doing. It's back from the wiki article. It just makes it sound like you were some dumb kid strapping books on you and jumping.
Yeah,
you knew your stuff. Oh, no.
I was doing magic for kids' parties at that point already at 13 years old. But my mother did tell me when I got out that if I had drowned, she'd have killed me.
Did you ever think of being post-teen? If let's say the acting thing hadn't taken off, the music thing hadn't taken off, did you think you might become a Copperfield or a Blackstone?
Well, he wasn't around yet. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. There was Dunninger. We had Dunninger's Complete Encyclopedia of Magic. There was the great Di Vernon, this amazing sleight of hand guy. I had a dream to become a member of the Magic Castle, and at 1984 or so I did. So I'm a lifetime member of the Magic Castle. I wrote and directed the last episode of Dukes of Hazzard, and it's where Roscoe makes Boss Hogg disappear at a talent show at the Boar's Nest. So I carried that magic bug with me the whole time, and I still dabble in it a little bit, but my hands just aren't as steady as they used to be. Whose are, right? Whose are? No, I'm fine. Yeah, but I shoot with this hand, right?
Now, speaking of shooting, you stayed.
Oh boy!
I'm not going to the Alec Baldwin thing. I'm going here in terms of shooting a camera. Like you don't.
Oh, I was thinking maybe we'll send Alec to New Jersey and get rid of these drones.
Not bad. I can do this.
Okay, so shooting, filming, yes. What?
Yeah, no. Did you want to? At a certain point, a lot of actors, when they've reached the 35 or something, like, I think I'll be more behind the camera. How often do you get behind to direct rather than perform?
Oh, quite a bit. I lived in Louisiana for a decade or so and made a bunch of independent films down there. And I was in some of them as the lead guy, but I wrote and directed all of them. It was really, it's quite wonderful. It's a wonderful, we did nine movies down there in 10 years. And it's a great feeling to be able to start from the inspiration of an idea, then flesh out a story, flesh out a script, and then put it in front of the camera.
Sure.
So to get to see what the cinematographer does with it that you didn't think of, to see what the actor's interpretation is that's often, most of the time, better than your interpretation. So not yours, I mean, the collective we. But it's really like, I can't remember the movie where they said, I got a barn, I got a piano, let's do a show. Right,
But what happened to the studio? Why did you stop with the big? Because it was supposed to be for independent filmmaking, like a Sundancey thing, but in Los Angeles taxes and regulations and stuff. So
yeah, it's crazy out there.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's going to come back. It's there was an issue. There's an issue with after my wife passed away. There's issues with her estate and some members of her family. That need I say more?
Well, no. If there's legal things, you better.
It's illegal. It's a legal mess, but it's okay. It's a beautiful place. But still, the Earls of Perry going to shoot that in Kentucky, on location in Kentucky. So it's you can't stop an independent dreamer. You just can't.
You are now a Louisville slugger, if you will.
Yes.
Now, do you have a couple
I'm excited
more minutes?
about that.
Did you have a couple more minutes with us? Great. Because
Sure, absolutely.
It's so much fun talking with John Schneider. Remember, you're seeing him on a little screen here, but you can see him live and in person because he is in perfect crime through February 2nd. It's off Broadway. It's over at it's in the theater building, they call it, the Theater Center.
Yeah.
The Ann Bernstein Theater. Jewish name! Over
fourth floor. Come on up. It's a great thing. And I saw this show, I think maybe 2009. The Perfect Crime. So I saw it before, and I remember watching it and thinking, oh man, you come in here, you got to put your thinking cap on, and you really have to pay attention. So I tell people out in the lobby beforehand, I say, look, pay very close attention, but if you feel like laughing, laugh your ass off. If you feel like gasping, do it, because this is a very intimate setting. Off-Broadway, the big difference between Broadway and off-Broadway is there is really no separation between the audience and the performers. And there's only 4 of us. And so we feed off of your reactions so much more because we can hear you. On a Broadway stage, you know, there's usually an orchestra pit, and there's a degree of separation that kind of is the enemy of intimacy, you know, big theaters. And now it seems like and I haven't been to a show, and I can't go obviously because I'm working every night. But it seems to me that Broadway has really skewed technological.
Oh,
you know, I haven't heard anybody say how much they loved any particular song in Back to the Future, but I've heard them all say, how do they make the car fly?
Good point.
You know, so
I mean, that's not
I
every
love
show.
that.
There are shows that still have great songs and great. I mean,
no, Chicago is still running. You know, my God, Chicago. She had it coming. I mean, they had it coming. Chicago's a great show. I did Chicago as well. But when you go to this theater and see this show, or you support off-Broadway shows, you will really see dare I say, the art form and the artists at about the most intimate you possibly can. It's why when I did Magic, I really loved it. The illusions are great. I love David Copperfield, love all that stuff. But close up Magic, it's like, my God, how did you do that? And when you come to this show, if you're sitting in the first 5 rows, I mean, you're basically in our lap, you know, in our living room. So
you want to be in John Schneider, and a lot of women over the years, my God, lived a lot of money.
I'm Santa. What would you like for Christmas? Anyway, it's please support this kind of theater. Come to our show. Obviously, I want you to come to Perfect Crime. Bring your thinking caps. But beyond that, support. It's like independent film. Support off-Broadway shows. It is truly an art form that we are working without a net. You know, there's no special effects to fall back on. There's no underscoring to fall back on. It's us and you. And this, to me, is what theater is really about.
Now, a couple more quick questions for
yes.
Schneider. So, Mazel Tov, you had mentioned, the passing of your 3rd wife, but then you met how did you meet Dee Dee Sorvino?
Friend, a mutual friend that knew Paul and Dee Dee, also knew Alicia and I. And after Alicia passed, I got a text, and this guy said, "Hey, you know, I'm not pushing anything here, but I think, you know, you should commiserate with Dee Dee Sorvino. Paul passed away, and I was in Los Angeles to do The Masked Singer. Of course, I couldn't tell her that. So we met. We met while I was, and she'd say, "What movie are you doing?" And I said, "Well, you know, it's just some independent thing." And I said, "Anyway." So we met at it's a wonderful story. We met at the Hollywood Museum for an Abbott and Costello exhibit that was opening up. Hey, Abbott! And long story short, she made it okay for me to laugh, and I made it okay for her to cry. And we tangoed a little bit, but not for a very long time. I think when you have gone through something as devastating as the loss of a spouse, you do realize, you know, people kind of cavalierly say, "Well, life is too short." You know, so life is too short. You know, I know that. So if you have the opportunity to team up with someone who gets it, and who gets something as intimate and as devastating as what we had both gone through, then grab a hold of them with both hands. Because you talk about being unequally yoked, you couldn't possibly, I don't believe, have a meaningful rest of your life relationship with someone who didn't understand what the loss of a spouse was like. So we got married by, we were on a trip, and we got married in Vegas. The day I asked her to marry me, July 23rd last year, I asked her at 2:15, and she said, "I have to wait." And I said, "Okay." She's all about numbers. So she waited until 3:33, and she said, "Yes." And I'd forgotten the question at that point. No. So.
Why was the number 3? What
I don't know. I don't know. But So we went to downtown Vegas, found a place to get a marriage license, and then went to a drive-through chapel and got married in I think it was a 72 Cadillac convertible, kind of like Boss Hogg's car on the Dukes. And the only available person to marry us was Beetlejuice. So we were married. I know, you can't make this up.
I gotta see the photo. Do you have the photo album with you of this?
Yeah, we got. I'll send you some. Yeah, I'll send you a picture or two.
Just because.
It's great because, well, yeah, people say, "Oh, did Elvis do it?" I said, "Nope,
No.
Beetlejuice." So I had to say, "I do." So, so it was great. We've been laughing ever since. We've been laughing ever since. She is a force as well. You know, powerful, strong. Women are. My gosh, if you're lucky enough to have somebody like that think you're the bee's knees, then hang on to them. Did I say the bee's knees? I did.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was my grandmother just showed up. I think. The bee's knees.
One other question for you, though. I am obviously a man of the cloth, albeit weathered gabardine here. But
right.
When you suffered such a terrible, tragic calamity, you were a born-again kind of Christian kind of person, a deep believer. Wasn't it testing at that point? Didn't you go, God, I met this wonderful third wife here, and you take her away from me in this horrible way? You know, the hell with you. I'm going to be an atheist.
Yeah. I didn't do that. I'm not sure why. You know, I kept waiting for that to happen. But when the sickness was so devastating and so long term, it wasn't years, but you know, it seemed like forever. So by the time the last day came around, it is devastating, but it was more like I can't stand to see someone in this kind of pain. So there's some solace in that kind of changes your perspective to not taking someone from here, welcoming someone there. And I think that's important. You know, I believe that my mother and my father and all my relatives that I've lost, I think they're all jumping and happy and healthier than they've ever been here in a world more beautiful than we can possibly imagine. So I know that we all will, you know, have another bagel. I believe that with the best wine you've ever tasted. So
wrong religion on that one, but so wow.
Yeah.
No, I believe, I hope for that from my personal, except there was one asshole uncle, and I want him in limbo for a little bit of, and then he.
Yeah, he's probably not there anyways. You know, there's a place for assholes too.
Now,
so.
Have you ever turned down or thought about turning down a role because it conflicted with, you know, there was nudity, you know, or whatever, or something that challenged you as a man of faith, where you wanted a role, but it was pushing or not? You know,
people don't. I'm pretty open about my religious views, my political views, all of those things. So people, unless they're screwing around with me and they want to see if I'll just do something that they know is against what my public persona is, they don't bother. You know, they don't bother coming to me. I don't know that if I scare them or they're just like, okay, well, you know, he's not going to want to do this anyway. So I haven't had that, because, you know, they know I won't bother. You know, I'll read something, I'll get to a certain point and say, you know, I can't. You know, good luck to you. You know, I appreciate independent thought. I appreciate independent filmmaking, but this is not for me. And then that's it. You know, that's it. I am the same guy when the camera's off that I am when the camera is on. I can't help it. I think that's the New Yorker in me.
Well, the Mount Kisco New Yorker, not the Manhattan New Yorker, but the Kisco guy. Yeah.
Oh, you people from Manhattan, you always feel it's so different.
Careful.
Okay, fine.
You people. No, I'm kidding.
I know.
With John Schneider, who's in Perfect Crime off-Broadway right now. It's at the Ann Bernstein Theater in the Theater Center at 210 West 50th Street. We even have a phone number on this, 212-921-7862 for tickets. I'll read that again, 212-921-7862. get your tickets, and we have one last question for John. You summed up Johnny Cash with the word goofy, right?
Yes.
To sum you up, what word would you want? What word do you think they would use?
Storyteller.
I love
Storyteller.
it.
Yeah.
I love it. And you've told some wonderful stories today with us. We wish you much
Thank you, Rabbi.
success with your music, as well as Perfect Crime and everything else. And the movie. What was the name of the movie we should look for again? You're going to be shooting?
To Die For is out right now. You go to johnschneider.shop. And the movie is called johnschneider.shop. The movie is called To Die For. And that's the latest movie that came out of the studio down there, and I think it's quite wonderful.
But the one you're doing in Kentucky.
Oh, the one in Kentucky. That's called The Earls of Perry. But you won't see anything. You won't see anything about that. We can't even film that until the leaves are back on the trees. So that's going to be something you'll be able to see the fall of 25. But To Die For, you can watch right now.
This has been a conversation to die for and to live for with John.
You're funny.
Shalom.
I see what you did there.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Shalom. Happy holidays.
Thank you, Rabbi. And to you.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen, with live broadcasting of the Dave's Gone By show with me, Dave Lefkowitz. It's our 972nd episode of the program here on this December 21st, 2024, just a few days before Christmas and, of course, a couple of days before the Hanukkah holiday. And I hope that we spread some holiday joy there by having John Schneider in the Daverhood with the one, the only, the Jewish Rabbi Sol Solomon. To find out more about Rabbi Sol, go to shalomdammit.com. Shalom, D-A-M-M-I-T, shalomdammit.com. So this is a place where you can read his rabbinical reflections, is the place where you can watch episodes of his TV show. He did 10 episodes for Long Island Cable TV back about, 15 years ago or so. He also did his stage show, Shalom Dammit, An Evening with Rabbi Sol Solomon, and that was back in 2012 at the Richmond Shepherd Theater. It was recorded in a beautiful way by professional photographers, and the video of that is on YouTube with a link at shalomdammit.com. So all those ways to find out more about Rabbi Sol, and of course you can see John Schneider up close and personal off-Broadway in Perfect Crime from now through early February. Well, it is about 11:15 Eastern Time here in the Daverhood.
Not boring.
Well, we still have our Colorado Limerick of the Dam to do, as well as Friends of the Daverhood, but also on this program, the continuing story, since we do StoryTime. Have you talked to potatoes?
Boring.
Why?
You just keep saying that.
Why? But potatoes can't possibly think that the story of H.J. Heinz, the inventor, the butler, the creator of Heinz ketchup, is somehow boring. Because he's not. He can't be. He's not boring in any way, shape, or form. Well, let's find out. We're up to chapter 5
Oh God!
in the
How
book.
many chapters in this here, Jam? 7?
I think you're right. I think there are. It's a 100-page book. It's not tiny, but although it has a lot of pictures, it has 8 chapters in it. We're not enough. I would assume you want more.
Pictures too boring.
Well, here, I mean, if you like romance, here's a romantic little picture. Potatoes. Oh, all right. You're right.
Like
This will.
human romance.
Let's give Potato his ketchup so he quiets down a little bit.
Boring.
This is a generic stuff. I know it's a generic stuff. We got the Heinz. If you're good, while I'm reading this, you will get the Heinz.
I get new legs. I need new feet.
There. How's that? Bigger.
Oh yeah.
There we go. Actually, shouldn't they be facing like outward, like more like that? That's not. No.
Boring.
Whole thing. Here we go. Quiet Potato.
Okay, tell a story, son.
Actually, this potato really needs butter more than ketchup.
The other one has butter on top of them.
Yeah. Anyway, are we ready for chapter 5? Oh, I didn't even play the music, ladies and gentlemen. The intro to
Boring.
this segment, which is called
Boring.
StoryTime.
Tell me a story, tell me a story, tell me a story, remember what you said. You promised me, you said you would, you gotta give in so I'll be good. Tell me a story, then I'll go to bed.
Chapter 5 of Who Was H.J. Heinz, written by Michael Burgan and illustrated by Stephen Marchese.
Spice it up. Can you use the laser gun occasionally during the story?
I could indeed. So here we go. We're gonna add lasers.
Maybe that'll be exciting.
All right, it might be more exciting for you, Potato. So hang on. Let's get your little yarmulke on there.
I'm donut.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, sour cream. This is a potato. Donut. This is donut.
Okay. Oh yeah.
No.
I'm sorry.
How could we
How
ever?
could I make that mistake?
So, here is Chapter 5, Building a Modern Company. So for those of you who have not been playing along at home, we've learned about H.J. Heinz, that he grew up, his parents had a pretty nice place in Pittsburgh or elsewhere in Pennsylvania, and they had some farmland. He started working it, started tending his own crops, sold them in town, and did pretty well with it, to the point where he had his own company and his own factory and stuff. But then there was a this is before the Great Depression, but there was a big
It makes
kind
me depressed.
of recession. He went bankrupt. He declared bankruptcy and had to rebuild his own company, but couldn't even.
Is this a financial case study for the IRS?
Basically, well, it sort of was. It actually is a great story because he figured out a way to be not the CEO, but still run things.
He's Madoff.
Well, no, he wasn't. He was doing a little bit of legal trickery, but he wasn't. He managed, to be in the company without running the company, which was just enough for the IRS to look the other way. And he built up his company again, went to factories all over America to see, new ideas in bottling and canning and marketing. And he rebuilt this company and made it pretty huge. And was known for print ads and for advertising, like his big old pickle truck going across America. Nothing boring about that, Potato.
Boring.
By 1887, Henry Heinz had taken the small business he started with his family only 11 years earlier and turned it into a food-producing giant. But things did not, here we go, Potato, things did not always run smoothly between Henry and his younger brother, John. John was not as dedicated to the business as Henry was, so in 1888, the family held a meeting and John sold his part of the company. Henry's cousin Frederick, who was also a part owner, I feel like we read this last week,
I remember this too.
had already sold some of his share back to Henry. So now Sally, the wife, and Henry owned a little more than half of the company. He has more than 50% ownership, which was renamed the H.J. Heinz Company.
Oh owned it.
Well, now Henry Heinz owned it with these other people, but he was main owner. With a new name for his company, Henry also wanted a new factory, and he wanted to adapt some of the business methods he observed in Germany. There, he had seen the Stolwerk chocolate factory. They used steam-powered machines to do some of the work that used to be done by hand. Now, these machines completed the work much faster. Go figure, the Germans would create a factory all about efficiency.
They used the Hollerants.
And they were figuring out their ovens back then.
Oh.
Henry also saw how the Stolwerk company helped its workers. The family had a lunchroom and a store for its employees and free showers that didn't have water in them. And the company established schools for their children.
God, super boring.
Well, that's not boring at all.
They don't like school, do they?
All right, well, outside of work hours, the company held picnics and
boring.
dinners
Stupid.
and gave employees their own plots of land to farm. The company even helped find doctors for workers who got sick. That's all right.
That's better.
And Henry also treated workers fairly. But this German system was unlike anything he had seen in the U.S. Henry realized its value. Happy, well-cared-for workers. Look at that.
Why are they all getting sassied up?
Well, because they're having a picnic, having a party. He figured they would stay in their jobs and work harder because they were happy. And they would not be interested in causing trouble for their bosses. Pullman. Now, Henry had seen firsthand, it gets exciting now, the violence that could occur when workers and company owners fought. For example, in 1877, some U.S. railroad companies had cut workers' wages. Angry workers then walked off their jobs and went on strike. Like Amazon right now. In Pittsburgh, the striking workers and their supporters clashed with the National Guard, leaving more than 20 people dead. This is boring to you, Potato? Oh, Potato. Even you guys? All right, we'll do the end of this chapter. Henry hated the violence and did not want his workers to feel that he did not care for them. So in 1889, he bought land in Allegheny City, just outside Pittsburgh, and this site offered easy access to the Allegheny River and to railroad lines. He began building the first of several buildings that would become part of a huge factory complex. The Heinz. In fact, Henry had a railway built right into the plant, so trains could easily bring in produce.
Too excited, Daddy.
And take out packaged food. What?
Daddy, did they live there?
No. Well, I'm sure they have places to live right near the factory. The work on the new factory took nearly 10 years. Eventually, the site included a restaurant, an indoor pool, an emergency room for medical issues, and an auditorium.
My hands chopped off from bad labor conditions.
Well, not in Heinz.
No.
Heinz was a good guy,
He's a good
apparently.
guy.
And they even had an auditorium where workers went to hear concerts and lectures. Henry hired more workers and more women. They bottled pickles, trimmed meat. And if you've ever had your meat trimmed, you know how delightful that can be. And peeled fruit. If you've ever had your fruit peeled. Male and female employees had separate dressing rooms with bathrooms. Well, they won't do that anymore. Now they have to all do it together.
Wait.
Remember, this is a time when many people didn't even have indoor plumbing at home.
Oh, wow.
So these people had indoor toilets, or places to go at work. The women also received freshly washed uniforms each day.
Oh, wow.
And the company offered classes in English and other subjects for anyone who didn't speak English or had not completed their education. Not too bad. Come on, not boring, Potato.
I like it.
Henry also treated his growing number of horses well.
And I liked it.
Yeah. More than 100 horses lived in a 3-story stable. The company kept its...
poop on each other's heads.
I know, right? Yeah. Well, I'm sure the stable people were treated well,
That's
too.
disgusting.
Well, you
They
gotta...
like poop shoot from one floor to the next.
Yeah, well, we had dogs. We had to deal with offal.
But 3 floors of horse doo-doo.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, but that... Not pollinates. What's that? That fertilizes.
Maybe that's why Heinz tomatoes are so good.
Maybe. The company kept its wagons on the first floor, while the horses lived on the second, and supplies were stored on the third. And Henry's stable was so modern, it had electric machines to feed, water, and brush the horses. They even had their own hospital and warm baths where they could soak their tired feet. Their hooves. Henry also installed the most modern machinery in the factory. I know, right? Moving belts carried the food and the bottles along each step of the process, an early form of what would eventually be called mass production. As his business expanded and improved, Henry decided to buy a huge new house in the Point Breeze neighborhood of Pittsburgh, and the most successful business owners in the city lived there. The new Heinz home was called Green Lawn. Yeah, I guess it had big green lawn. So this is a little bit about mass production here. Oh, what was this?
It was my thing. It's to create. You shake it. Listen.
Oh, create.
Yeah, shake it.
Cool. We should create more ketchup. I know, Potato. I know. This whole story is about how Heinz. What?
Horses boring, people boring, women's clothing boring.
Well, American manufacturers of the 19th century constantly looked for ways to make their products faster and cheaper. In 1913, Henry Ford, miserable anti-Semite, perfected mass production with his Model T cars. Parts moved through the factory and workers performed the same tasks over and over. That was called the production line. The year before his employees began assembling cars on the line, Ford made about 69,000 cars. Only 1 year later, in 1914, the company made more than 202,000 Model T Fords. And then there's, of course, Pittsburgh's Millionaires Row. The city of Pittsburgh had continued to see its industries grow since the 1870s, and wealthy men who founded factories and banks, well, they lived near each other in a neighborhood called Millionaires Row. They included electrical industry pioneer George Westinghouse. Well, Westinghouse would make fridges where you could keep ketchup. Andrew Carnegie, head of the largest steel company in the world, the Bottle Tops, right? And then his friend Henry Clay Frick. Their homes in Millionaires Row were large and elegant estates, and the neighborhood even had its own private station on the railroad line. Henry, Sally, and their 4 children had plenty of space on Green Lawn's 30 rooms, spread out over 4 floors. Henry installed colorful stained glass in several rooms and turned the upper floor into his own personal museum. Talk about the 1%. He displayed the art and objects he had collected on his business trips, and outside the Heinz children rode their ponies while Henry spent time in the 10 greenhouses on the grounds. And just as when he was a boy, he continued to work with the soil, planting fruit trees and vegetables and rare flowers. In April 1892, Henry said, quote, "We are all much delighted with our new home." Sure they were. Henry had much to be proud of. In 1892, he opened his first major factory outside Pittsburgh, a sauerkraut factory in Muscatine, Iowa. Because if I was going to open a sauerkraut factory, I would do it in Muscatine, Iowa.
Sauerkraut, where's the ketchup?
I know, right? It's a lot of non-ketchup stuff here. The company had branch offices and warehouses in cities across the U.S. It even had small salting stations to begin the pickling of cucumbers as they were picked in the fields. And in 1893, oh, remember this! Henry made a splash at the Columbian Exposition, a huge fair held in Chicago to celebrate the 400th anniversary of Christopher Columbus's arrival in the New World. Wait, this is, no, I think it's the World's Fair where he did the pickle pins. That's coming up. But notice he made sure signage at the Columbia Exposition. Over the course of 6 months, more than 25 million people attended the Columbian Exposition in Chicago.
What's that mean?
George Westinghouse provided the electricity to power more than 200,000 light bulbs illuminating the fair. The fair also included the world's first Ferris wheel, a 250-foot tall machine that carried 2,000 people at a time. And thousands of companies introduced their new products to visitors, such as Aunt Jemima's pancake mix. Yeah, no problem with that. And juicy fruit, chewing gum.
Oh, that's bad for your teeth.
And there's your World's Fair. There it is. And there's Aunt Jemima powering the wheel.
It's bad for your teeth.
Well, yeah, juicy fruit was not sugar-free, so. And for the exposition, Henry, this is it. Oh, you're going to love this, Potato.
Show me, Daddy.
Henry had designed a pin in the shape of a pickle with a company name on it. You can still get these on eBay, by the way. He made so many of them that it's pretty cheap to get an official 1892 or 97
A real one?
Heinz pickle pin. Yeah.
A copy?
Not a copy. I think you can still get a real 1897 pickle pin from the H.J. Heinz thing. They're not incredibly, or 1893. They're not incredibly expensive. At the fair, people flocked to the Heinz exhibit on the second floor to get a free pickle pin. So many people wanted the pins that the second floor of the building began to sag.
Wow.
Other business owners quickly saw the value of handing out small items to promote their company name. Once again, Henry's good idea had proven to be a winner, and his company gave away pickle pins for more than 100 years.
I like that.
So see, not so boring, Potato. And then we have 2 more chapters to do. Next time we'll actually do the next chapters next year.
How many days did we listen to this story?
Well, there's 3 more chapters actually. But check it out. Look at the title of the next chapter.
What is it?
57 varieties and many more. Oh, Potato, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. We've been reading in Storytime Who Was H.J. Heinz by Michael Burgan, illustrated by Stephen Marchese from Penguin Workshop Books. And the cover art, by the way, is by Nancy Harrison, who obviously has something about hydrocephalus. I don't know why she designs these people,
He's cute.
but the books are incredibly popular.
He's holding ketchup, but it's boring as heck.
It's not.
It's boring.
How, Potato, you keep saying it's boring. You don't tell me how to make it unboring.
I was making all about ketchup.
When I read the
Ketchup. Working conditions, factory, pickle pin, fair.
Potato, I was reading chapter 2 or chapter 3, which literally had a section on ketchup, and you said boring.
That was a long time ago. Just
Anyway.
read the ketchup parts, Daddy.
No, but you said the ketchup parts were boring.
It's all boring.
It's not all boring. It's beautiful.
No, it's not.
It's Heinz. It's H.J. Heinz. Your hero. And look what we found. We've been unpacking boxes this week.
Yeah, I'll pack your box.
And look what we found. Ladies and gentlemen,
What does it say? Ketchup?
the Colorado potatoes, the potato, what is it? The
I can't read it.
quality, I can't remember, as high as our mountains.
Oh, yeah, that's a good show.
A Colorado potato keychain, ladies and
He
gentlemen.
likes that
Official.
show, yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
I like that show. It's a good
Anyway,
show.
that was Storytime on this 972nd episode of the Dave's Gone By show. So we still have a little bit more to do. We have, of course, our Colorado Limerick of the Damned, where we're going to Bovina, Colorado. We've talked about chickens, we've talked about potatoes, we've talked about roosters, we talked about the cow. There we haven't, well, we do have the cow. This is going to be Bovina, Colorado. So we'll get to that in just a few minutes. But first, we do have to talk about the Friends of the Daverhood. These are people who have been on this show, whether it was 22 years ago when we first started, or 11 years ago, or 3 years ago, or just a couple of weeks ago. We like to keep you posted of, hey,
Thank you,
this is what they're up to. Sorry, let me have a beverage. Because they're like friends, they're like family. Actually, I got a tickle in my throat. Do you want to do this off camera?
Daddy do this.
All right. Anyway, Friends of the Daverhood. They're friends, they're family. What have they been up to? We're going to let you know. Let's play a little bit of classical music there, all you protest hep cats. So, actually, yeah, I hate to start with a rough one, with a bad one, but we got to say condolences to our beloved Dr. Sue. Dr. Sue Horowitz is her last name. Well, yeah. She lost her brother Gus,
Oh God.
who passed last Saturday. So Dr. Sue was on a couple of our New Year's shows, and
Didn't she have a monkey or something, like a toy rabbit?
she had a toy stuffed thing that she would do songs with. And
Was it a bunny?
I don't recall.
What's her name?
Sue Horowitz, Dr. Sue.
Dr. Sue Horowitz.
I think she had some kind of puppet.
I'm trying to figure out.
But anyway, and she used to play our trivia game with us too. So we obviously wish hearty condolences
I'm
to.
looking for a picture of her with the puppet. It's all her.
So maybe on her website.
On her website.
Oh well,
Positive Entertainment.
yeah.
There's no.
She writes clever little songs and things like that, and very playful, fun personality. And
She had some kind of. Oh, here it is.
you have it? Yeah. You found it? When she gives me that look and she just hands me the phone without saying anything, you know it's gonna. Oh, the bear! It's very cute.
What was his name? Jackie?
Zappy, wasn't it?
Zappy?
Sadly, Jeddy, Fredly, Tedley. Oh, Tedley for Tedley Bear.
Oh, Tedley, yeah.
Yeah, I'm wearing glasses and I still can't see. Okay.
He's cute.
Yeah, Tedley Bear is very cute.
She has her hand up his tushy, Bubba.
That's
not
just
right.
what you do.
Is she a psychoanalyst?
I don't remember. I honestly don't remember what Dr. Sue's credentials are and what her profession. She's not a doctor. I don't think so. Anyway, sending hearts out to her. Here's a heart for her.
She's very. I mean, her whole thing is based on positivity.
Yeah. So, but on a happier note, I want to send out just good wishes and congratulations to Elmo Shropshire.
Elmo?
Better known by most of us as Dr. Elmo, a.k.a. the man who, with his then-wife Patsy, sang the holiday classic, Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer.
Great.
Elmo is 88 years old. He's still alive, and he still sings.
I didn't think Elmo was a real name.
No, his real name is Elmo Shropshire.
Really?
Yeah. But
Elmo's
Dr.
a real
Elmo
name?
is, yeah. Look him up, Elmo Shropshire.
I don't want to see that.
And the lovely thing is that he still performs in concert. He plays his songs. He's going to be in New Jersey this month doing Grandma Got Run Over and the other songs that he does. He was on this program a few years back, so we wish him all kinds of good things. And we know this because there was a New York Times story about the song this past week. It wasn't written by Elmo or Patsy. It was written by these friends of theirs. They got together, and then there was some legal stuff years later because at some point the song, which went from just being a little novelty pressing for friends, exploded, and then there's money, and money always causes problems, but Elmo is fine. So yay, and we wish him many, many more happy years singing all his songs, including Grandma. So, want to give a shout out to Henry Sapoznik. Speaking of music, but for a very different kind of holiday, Henry Sapoznik is doing from today through the 26th a hybrid lecture. So you can see him in person or watch him on Zoom on the classic Yiddish Jewish character Yente Telebende. And you can watch this at YiddishNewYork.com. So Henry Sapoznik, yay. I want to let you know that Jim Caruso, who usually does his cast parties on Monday nights at Birdland, well, Jim, Clea Blackhurst are joining up to do a swingin' Birdland Christmas that is happening, of course, at Birdland, and it's happening from tomorrow through the 25th. On the 25th of December, David Broza, remember this is Christmas, but he's doing not exactly Christmas show, and that is at City Winery over at Pier 57 in New York. And 96-year-old Marilyn May still performing. She will be at Birdland from the 27th through and including New Year's Eve. Marilyn May. Ken Ludwig has adapted Agatha Christie's story Death on the Nile. You have one more week to see it at Arena Stage in Washington, D.C. Danny Burston, we mentioned, is in Gypsy on Broadway at the Majestic Theater. Julie Halston is in Our Town at the Barrymore Theater. And Alan Menken's music is in Aladdin on Broadway at the New Amsterdam Theater. His music is also off-Broadway at the West Side Theater in Little Shop of Horrors. K.T. Sullivan is at the Algonquin on Tuesday nights. Vince Giordano and the Nighthawks play Birdland, Monday nights, 5:30 and 8:30 p.m. Get your tickets, birdlandjazz.com. Tuesday through Saturdays, Michael Garing is at the Roxy Hotel in Tribeca, and if you go to Michael Garing's Facebook page, you can actually stream him playing the piano at the Roxy Hotel. And then Evan Seplow is the founder and editor of StageBuddy.com. David Sheward writes for TheaterLife.com, CulturalDaily.com, and of course my own TotalTheater.com. And then Vicky Quaddy does Late Night Catechism and Are You Smarter Than Your 8th Grade Nun and Christmas Bingo. All of these in Chicago, the Chicagoland area, and specifically at the Greenhouse Theater there. And finally, Charlie Gross and Leslie Hoban Blake, they co-host 2 On the Aisle theater reviews, and you can watch that on YouTube. Want to remind you also that Carol Miller is on Q104.3 FM in New York, weeknights from 7 until midnight. And those, my friends, are the friends of the Daverhood. Okay, stop twiddling. Fine. So we are here. It is December 21st. You're watching Dave's Gone By. So the last thing we have to get to, of course, is our Colorado Limerick. But I wanted to ask my darling and adorable wife, because we got a big shipment of packages from Colorado, where we used to live. A friend of ours was very kind to keep so much stuff, like files and things, in their garage for like 4 years. Until we finally said, okay, we'll take it back. And we've just been going through like boxes and boxes and boxes of boxes. Is there anything that in this process was nostalgic for you, moving for you, funny for you, things you forgot about that you were like, oh my God, I have this?
A lot of stuff. I'm
like
surprised
what?
I had all the stuff from grad school. I have all my books. I have stuff that Natalie and I, when we studied together, she wrote files up. You know, I found all the stuff I want for it to be Italian, right? So that, but I'm not nostalgic in any way, but it's like, what really struck me, the bizarre thing is that things I did the way that I was in grad school, all throughout my teaching jobs, and now I do things the exact same way.
I don't know why you're surprised by that, though. We develop habits.
Yeah, but you would think like I would go beyond it, but I do everything in this very same way. I organize my files the same way. All my planners look the same.
But they have to be. You teach 2 or 3 courses every semester. You've written books.
It's funny, and it was funny to see all the first book and all the notes and all the stuff, and now I'm like, it's nice to see how far I've come, but I hate things. I mean, it's what Nihal always says, our friend. She's like, you're not materialistic, and it's the biggest compliment. Like, it's just shit. It's like, it makes me feel like you can be consumed by things and they can own you.
Well, I did. I dreaded the delivery of all these boxes because we have such a sedate. A lot of our rooms. Everything's exploding here on the show, but really we keep this particular place clutter-free because we live now in an age where I don't need CDs.
No.
I read, I listen to books in the car, and I read books from the library, so I don't have books everywhere. I don't have record albums. We don't have stuff, and DVDs I get from the library. So all these things that were everywhere in all the places that we lived, we don't need anymore. So you can walk into a room, and there's a place to sit, and a table or a desk if you need it, and a machine where all your stuff is. And that's it.
Yeah, I want to get, that's why I went through it all, so we can just move.
Yeah, to dive back. But and then I dreaded, like, oh my God, we're going to have like 20 boxes. It was actually like almost 30 boxes of shit. Of
shit.
Well,
Don't
it
call
is.
I apologize for calling my stuff shit.
It's not all your stuff. My stuff too. It's just
Apologize.
I apologize. But of things that we're tearing up,
You're so negative, David. It's just it's awful. You're so negative.
Well, I am. I'm a negative Jewish personality.
If it was
I
your
am.
stuff, you wouldn't call it shit. I'm upset that you.
Well, no. I mean, it's sort of like I dreaded because I knew we'd be throwing out most of it, which we are.
Mhm.
And the stuff that we would keep, I'd be like, well, where's this going to go? We're going to have books here. We're going to have to buy shelves. We're going to have to buy stuff. We got photographs, which are not shit, but I don't know where to put them because we've got like stacks of hard copy photographs.
Clean out your shit from this closet.
I would love to.
Yeah.
It's sort of like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call, but I'm just saying it's like stuff. It's like George Carlin saying a place for my stuff. We get addicted to stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I was addicted to books. I was addicted to CDs and record albums.
And all your shit.
For years, yeah. And when I look back on it now, it's like I don't want that. Yeah, I'm dreading the day when I have to deal with all the stuff that I'm able to keep at like my mom's house because I don't have to deal with that shit. It's like it's there. It's great, and if I wanted to sell it, you can put album by album on eBay and waste your life and try and box things, or you kind of have to load it into a van and then get somebody to pay you 5 cents on the dollar for these things. And it's like, oh my God, why? I always wanted things near me and handy. If I wanted the book or a play, I was like, oh, good, it's on the shelf, I can grab it, And now I realize I can go to the library and grab it. I can go online and get it, mostly for free. Don't have to pay for it. So it's just like, the dread of being swamped by things again is scary for me. It's not something that I wanted to really particularly deal with. So, it is weird going through that, and weird going through papers of things that were important at some point, and now you look at them and like, why was that important? You keep things for a little while. I tax things from 2012, which at the time was like, you better keep it. The IRS might be interested. And now you're looking at it, it's like receipts from things that, I ate a bagel somewhere and I attached the receipt to a page and I taped the receipt to a page and I wrote on the page, dining, bagel, number. I'm like, oh my God. And kept it. And kept it and kept it. And then you realize, now granted, if you were to manifest all the stuff on a computer and print out everything on a computer that we keep, every file, every email, every downloaded song, every downloaded story or book or piece that you're reading, literally everything that you did and wanted to kind of come back to, as all the funny cartoons, all the messages and things, all the memorable aphorisms, and you printed that out, it would fill, a mansion, kind of like the one that H.J. Heinz lived in. If you printed all the stuff that you just have access to on this little 13-inch machine that I'm looking at. So technically, we still have all our stuff. We still have all our junk. It's still here. It's just accessible on like a chip the size of your fingernail, or if you buy a 10 terabyte hard drive, maybe something the size of a Pop-Tart, But, so it's still, we haven't really gotten rid of our complete addiction to things. It's just we figured out a way to keep our things, settled and thingy. And kind of like, it's there. I just don't need to look at it every time I come into a room. I know I can have it. I know I can just go file, folder, subfolder, click, click, click. There. And if it's really important, I will print it out so that I have it in my desk drawer where the photos and other things are going. But anyway, sorry I brought it up. But yeah, so that's been most of like the last part of the week. I'm literally sore from like head to foot from tearing pages and just carrying these boxes. Figure 20 boxes of books and files would not be that bad. You know, a friend of ours boxed it up. A woman friend of ours in Colorado helped us. She loaded the pod. She put all the books together, put them in the pod, did it herself in like a morning, or if not even, maybe an hour or two. Me, I'm out there unloading this pod, and I can't even carry the box. I can't lift them off the floor of the pod. I've got to open them up, take stuff out, just to do in like 3 stages to get the box into the house. Didn't help that the pod is low down to the ground, so you're basically picking something, a clean jerk off the floor rather than off a table, which would have helped. But everything came through safe and sound. We've got, you know, memorable stuff, nostalgic stuff. It's been an interesting last couple of days here, not in the TV, radio, podcasting Daverhood, but in the Daverhood as a whole. Anyway, it's time for our final segment of the program. It is our Colorado Limerick of the Damned, where we go to Bovina, Colorado. Now, Bovina, it's a real place, and it's been around for a long, long time. And yes, it has the word bovine in kind of its name. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about Bovina, Colorado, our Colorado Limerick of the Damned.
You're the poetry man. A limerick is a comic verse of 5 lines, in which lines 1, 2, and 5 would end with words that rhyme. And likewise, verses 3 and 4 also end with words that rhyme. So this is a limerick. Rocky Mountain, Colorado, 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 Colorado.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, our Colorado Limerick of the Damned. For this Saturday, December 21st, 2024. Because when my wife and I were living in Colorado, we took it upon ourselves or I took upon myself, to write a poem about as many different places in Colorado as I could. So some of the famous places you've never even heard of, as long as I could rhyme them and create a poem about them. So I started doing it. And then I did a couple, and then I did more, and a couple of dozen, and more than 300 now. And I'm still doing them week after week after week. Colorado Limericks of the Damned. Now I've got to go through a wiki page just to find names of things to rhyme with. But I'm still doing it. So, this Colorado Limerick is for Bovina, Colorado. And let me tell you a little bit about Bovina, which is an unincorporated community, so many of them are, in Lincoln County, which is in east central Colorado. And of course, they named it for cattle ranching. It was a huge cattle place. The XIT Ranch was enormous. And by the late 1800s, they were shipping more cattle out of Bovina, Colorado, than basically anywhere else in the world. In fact, people nicknamed the town Bull Town, because whenever a train would come through, they'd have to stop the train just to shoe bulls that were sitting on the train tracks or just standing there. So yeah, Bovina back in the day. In its heyday, there were 2 factories. One made corn brooms. I have no idea what the hell that is. And the other made ice cream. So not a bad town to be in. And they had a post office there from the turn of the last century to the 1950s. But it's still there. This is not one of those ghost towns or these towns that lasted from 1887 to 1920. There's still a Bovina. In the 1950s, they had a Gaines Hardware and other venues along Main Street. The Rock Island Railroad line would stop there, so it had banks and a movie theater and many stores. These days, well, it still has a creek, and they're starting to redevelop it. So people are starting to buy land and buy houses and stores in Bovina, Colorado, which makes it a prime candidate for our Colorado Limerick of the Damned. Are you ready? My wife is mad at me. I'm sorry I called it shit. I'm very sorry. she just she threw poo at me. She threw pooey at me. I didn't mean it. You know how I meant it. I didn't mean it to mean it. I meant it. Okay. So, speaking of shitty, here's our shitty little poem of the week. It's our Colorado Limerick of the Damned for Bovina, Colorado. Ahem, ahem. Yeah, this one's probably R-rated, but not X. And it's gross. Oh, pity the boy from Bovina, whose jealous wife chopped off his wiener. She cursed and she hexed it, and then she FedExed it to Bosnia-Herzegovina. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, our Colorado Limerick of the Dam. And if you have any complaints, because everybody has complaints against me, it's davesgoneby at AOL.com. Duly noted.
I'm going to write you right now. Say it again, I'm going to write you.
davesgoneby at AOL.
Okay, I'm writing it.
Writing it up. davesgoneby at AOL.com is the place to email me, because I do try and read everything that people send, or if you post to me on Facebook, the Facebook page is Dave's Gone By. And you can either message me there or just post under the programs that we've done. Then you can find me on Instagram, david.lefkowitz. You can find me on Twitter, Radio Dave 2. All sorts of ways to communicate with the Dave's Gone By program. To watch old episodes of the Dave's Gone By show. Joyce, my wife wrote me a poem here. I swiped away from it. Where is it? You can't hand me a phone. I can't handle telephones. I can't handle anything. You know that. Where is it? Can't read my get carefully. That's not, well, this is like William Carlos Williams.
Open it up.
All right, here we go. Oh, look how cute. It's a girlfriend from, where'd Pooey go? There he is. Like, Pooey has a girlfriend. Where is it? Hey, baby. What's shaking? I guess somebody's ass. Oh. And then I almost handed her the poo rather than that.
You're a bad boy.
I know.
You're so bad. You don't even know how bad you are. You're hurtful.
There we go.
You're hurtful.
I know. This is going to be a fun day, I can see. All right.
Well, you've made your deathbed now.
Oh, thank you. Anyway. davesgoneby.com is the place to watch old episodes of the show, to hear me being both good and bad. davesgoneby.com. The archive.org is back, and we also have our channel there. It's the same stuff, but if you want to watch us on archive.org, look for Dave's Gone By. We have all our interviews as well as all our shows posted there. We have our shows posted as audio only at castbox.fm. And so if you're into podcasting and you just want to download and go, it's castbox.fm. Look for the Dave's Gone By channel. Look for our channel on YouTube, which sometimes gives us problems in terms of copyright, but mostly has been pretty good for us the last few years. So we have our channel there too, the Dave's Gone By channel on YouTube. Lots of different ways to watch old episodes of the show, old skits, old interviews. It's all there. Do please check that out. And want to let you know that davelefkowitz.org is the place to read my stuff, my reviews of theater for many, many years, my song lyrics, my poems, including all my Colorado Limericks of the Damned, and my interviews with people and stories that were published in Long Island Woman and Long Island Pulse and Playbill and all these different places. Go to davelefkowitz.org. That is a different website from davesgoneby.com, which is all about the program that you're watching now. Anyway, it is high noon Eastern Time here in the Daverhood on this pre-Christmas, pre-Hanukkah episode of the Dave's Gone By program.
Oh, Marie said she likes the Hanukkah top you're wearing.
Oh, yeah. And Marie, the Hanukkah bottoms. Nice, huh? So, this is concluding, thank goodness, the 972nd episode of the Dave's Gone By Facebookio, Podcastio, Programmio of the stream. We're going to be doing the 973rd episode of the show, but it won't be next Saturday. Okay, we're going to take a little break for next Saturday, the 28th show, because we want to be fresh as a daisy for our next big episode, which is going to be, as ever, New Year's Eve. Yes, we're doing our annual New Year's special. We do it every year. Nothing better to do. So it'll be Tuesday night, December 31st, from, I'm guessing, probably about 10:30. We'll go on, maybe 11. I'll do the time thing.
Oh, you're going to be alone.
I figure. It will be the Dave's Gone By first post-divorce show here in the Daverhood.
You'll be doing it in a van down by the river.
In a van, eating cheese by the river. But yeah, so Tuesday night, December 31st. Look for us. I don't know, maybe we'll go on at 10. Depending on how many guests we get. We usually, the nice thing is we get people who've been on the show over the past year and past few years, if they have a little time, to pop in and say hi for a couple of minutes and talk about their year and wish everybody a Happy New Year, have some playful fun. Usually Rabbi Sol does a rabbinical reflection about the year gone by. It's a cool place to be.
Who's a 240 call?
Could it be the pod?
I don't know.
240. Don't know.
Should I pick it
Are
up?
they calling right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, take it.
Okay.
It's probably the pod.
That's
So,
okay.
Anyway, Tuesday night, be there or be square or be any
Wow.
shape you wish. So we'll have our New Year's episode 973 of Dave's Gone By going into from 2024 into 2025, the brand new year, as we continue the legacy of the Daverhood. Well, anyway, I'm Dave Lefkowitz. That's my darling and adorable and angry wife, justifiably. I'll make nice. Anyway, thank you. Have a fantastic Hanukkah time. Light your candles, if you can handle it. And drink lots of ketchup. Be good to your potatoes and your chickens. And we will see you on Tuesday night for the New Year's episode of the Dave's Gone By show. And have a great one. Oh wait, I'm going to find out what this was about. Hold on. Hang with me, because I still have to play the music anyway. So, there goes the Daverhood.
Days gone by, days gone by, days gone by.
Was that the pod, folks, or who was that? Or, oh, everything okay?
Oh yeah, they said 35 minutes. He said just make sure the lock's off and they need some space.
Oh yeah, we're fine. We're all good. We're good to go. Have a happy Hanukkah, my friends.